Weekend, just so much news. 5 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. It is Monday, July 22nd. And of course, we are going to cover, discuss, and break down the coup against Joe Biden and talk about everything that is going on involving that. And, you know, I've been following these presidential elections forever, as long as I can remember. Obviously more so since, I started doing this. But there's never been a presidential election like this in anyone's lifetime. A week ago, they shot a president. And this weekend, these people, they're pretty busy on the weekends. This weekend, a coup against another president, Joe Biden, who they say has dropped out of the race. And, the question is, and this is a real question that I'm throwing out to you all. This is not a joke, this question I'm about to ask you all. And I do want to hear your thoughts on all of this at 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. Here's my question to you right out the gate, and then we'll get into the details. Do you think that Joe Biden knows that he's dropped out of the presidential race? I know that sounds crazy. Do you think that Joe Biden knows that he has dropped out of the presidential race? Think about that. When's the last time we saw him? It's been maybe more than a week. There was that interview, the last time off the top of my head. Now, there may have been a time in between that I've missed, but off the top of my head, the last time we saw Joe Biden was that Lester Holt NBC interview. And that was pre-recorded, so I'm not sure when that was recorded. The last time I saw him live was getting getting on and off Air Force One and getting into his car, and he could hardly do any of that. He couldn't get into his car on his own. I was talking all last week when he got off of Air Force One, he went up and down the baby steps. He went one step at a time, very slow. He was confused. He didn't know where he was, who he was, or why he was there. Yesterday, I saw footage of him getting on Air Force One. That same day, he could barely get up the baby steps. So does Joe Biden know that he's dropped out of the presidential race? And I would say no. What do you think? Now, they may bring him out today or tomorrow and pump him full of whatever they pump him full of, But, and then he may say what it is that he says, but I don't think so. And I was very, very clear last week and over the weekend, I don't think he has COVID. I think this is a cover story to keep him out of sight. Oh, no, he's isolated. What's the latest isolation protocols? Do you know? It's like nothing. It's like they don't even have to do it anymore. I don't know what the protocols are. But it's not as long as it's been for Joe. Is it possible he's had a stroke? Now, people that have problems like him have mini strokes all the time. And a mini stroke would keep somebody out of commission for a while, but then they could be back up on their feet, checked out with cognitive decline in a week or so. So do you think that he knows that he dropped out? Do you think that the COVID story is a cover story, that there's been something else going on? Not only did we not see him live or on video signing away his campaign and endorsing Kamala Harris, we didn't even see a photograph of it. When Lyndon Johnson, what happened over the weekend is much different than Lyndon Johnson. Lyndon Johnson was not running for president. Now, a lot of people say he knew he was going to lose. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe he knew he only had a few short years left, Lyndon Johnson. But if you remember in that famous speech, it's that quote, Lyndon Johnson, I will not seek out nor accept the nomination of my party. That's not what happened with Joe Biden. Joe Biden's been running. In fact, The last time we saw him, he was very clear in saying that he was sticking in this. Not only that, yesterday morning, campaign spokespeople for Joe Biden said he was sticking in this. So this is some type of coup that's happened. Now that doesn't mean they can't pump him full of something and when he recovers a little bit, get him out there and say what they need him to say. But something's happened here and it's big. Now, if you're on hold, hang in there. There's a lot to cover, so I'm not going to try to cover everything right here in the beginning or everything, but I do want to get a couple things out. It is not insignificant that the Obamas and Pelosi did not endorse Willie Brown's girlfriend, Kamala Harris. Everyone's crediting Pelosi with getting Biden to drop out, which we don't even know if that's true, if they had any conversations with him. If he even knows, right? But Pelosi and the Obamas, neither of them, who are the leaders of the Democrat Party, have endorsed Kamala Harris. This, whatever you want to call it, endorsement from Biden of Kamala is all about that campaign money. All right? It's all about that campaign money. They raised over $90 million. I read one account that said $92 million. So almost $100 million that would have to have been refunded if Joe or Kamala were not on the ticket. So this fake endorsement that's going on right now with Kamala, who's not the nominee of the party, is just so they can get their hands on that $92 million. And I'll tell you another thing. This story that's floating around that Kamala has raised, did I hear over $50 million or was it 50, whatever the number is? I don't buy any of that. Because I remember Ron DeSantis was running around bragging that he had raised tens of millions of dollars more than any other candidate. And then we found out that DeSantis just transferred money from his gubernatorial campaign that he had left over into his presidential campaign. So he really didn't raise all that much. So I think there might be some funny business going on with the Kamala Harris fundraising numbers, all right? We don't know yet, but something stinks here. Another thing, too, is Kamala Harris, people are saying, well, there's not going to be a brokered convention. I don't know, Mnuchin is talking about registering as a Democrat and going for it. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, it's not going to be Gavin. He endorsed Kamala. Well, have you forgotten? Gavin Newsom has also endorsed Biden. And he may put himself in the reluctant position to have to accept the nomination. You know how that BS goes from these egomaniacs in politics. They may have this settled by the time the actual convention is on television. But make no mistake about it, there is a Democrat brokered convention happening right now as we speak. The big power brokers in the Democrat Party have been up all night long. And Robert Kennedy Jr. came out yesterday. He's looking to make a move. Mnuchin's coming out to make a move. And others will. All right? Now, if you're on hold, hang in there. We're going to take our first break of the week. When we get back, we'll take your calls, and there's a lot to cover with this Biden announcement. But I do want you guys, this is not a joke. Do you think that Joe Biden knows that he has dropped out of the presidential race? Do you believe that he has COVID, or is it a cover story? 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll take our first break and be right back. Now, this was very nice. The Florida Panthers sent a representative over. The Florida Panthers, they won the Stanley Cup, right? And I went to a Trump rally at their arena. It's here in South Florida. They sent a representative over, and they dropped off the Stanley Cup for us to show you guys and have on display. Here it is. You ever see the famous Stanley Cup? That's it. It's not very heavy. It's about the same weight as an empty water bottle, 5-gallon water jug when it's empty. But it is nice. Look at that. Stanley Cup. Hey? And it says so right here on the side of it, Stanley Cup. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. Right there, Stanley Cup. Isn't that wild? That was very nice of the Florida Panthers to drop this off. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. They don't even have someone here guarding it. They left it here for me. That's amazing. Oh, man. Oil? No, this is, I don't know what they make it out of. I don't know. But pretty fancy. That's nice. Oh, I never thought I'd see the Stanley Cup. I know, pretty cool. Oh, well. I held it. I guess I broke the rule. I know, I could take that home and put it on eBay today. They just left it here. There's no one here guarding it.
Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free...
No, that's the Stanley Cup, Frank.
754-222-6642. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Absolutely. That's absolutely amazing. Yeah. I thought it'd be a little heavier.
Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, coming up on 18 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio, The Steve Kane Show. Indeed, we are. Our number, 1-888-465-2631. This is insane, what's gone on with both presidents and both presidential candidates in the last 7-8 days. Nothing like this has ever happened before, and probably will not happen again. I'm in shock that this has been going down this way. But anyway, I'm going to go to the phones before I get into more details about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, but I do want to hear your thoughts on it as well. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
I think he has dementia so bad now, he doesn't know where he is. And like you said, it's all about the powers to be behind Biden and Kamala and whoever else they thought they might run on who's going to be pulling the strings and getting the most bang for their buck. And the Kamala Harris has done nothing as vice president, but if they didn't run her, they wouldn't be doing what they normally do. You know, normally the first thing that would happen if a president couldn't run is the VPs step up and everyone jump on board. They did not do that with Kamala.
Well, Kamala, you're right. Everything you said is correct. And Kamala is like the worst possible candidate they could come up with. They'd be better just picking some random guy off the street for a number of reasons. Number one, since she is the sitting vice president to this senile old Coup, Joe Biden, she's responsible for all the troubles in this country, more so than anyone else, on top of the fact that since she is the border czar, she has a personal responsibility for all of American victims of the illegals, whether it's the rape and murder of our women, the fentanyl overdose, and everything that goes along with it. She's got a lot of explaining to do. Also, already, people, where's Biden? People want proof that he's with it. People are talking about this already. She is committing felonies on many levels, not just assisting Jill Biden in the elder abuse. She has a legal obligation to step in, invoke the 25th Amendment when the president is incapacitated, which he obviously is. So she's got nothing but baggage. She's the worst possible candidate. I think they just have her up there right now to get their hands on that campaign money.
And I was going to say the same thing. She was supposed to take over for the border, and she's done nothing with the border. What has she done? What can we name that she's done as vice president? She's done absolutely nothing.
She's responsible for the inflation. She's responsible for the migrant crime. She's responsible for the death of Lake and Riley and all the rest. I mean, she's done a lot. It's just all bad, Jeff.
And I agree with that. But the reason she hasn't invoked the 25th Amendment is that the powers to be has told her not to for some reason. I don't understand it, because that would help them save face. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes.
Did that?
Yes.
But for some reason they're not, Brian, and it's really,
this idea. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think they might run Whitmore with her to have a 2-female ticket just to see if they can.
I can't imagine two women. If they wanted Kamala to be the president, right? If the Democrat Party really wanted Kamala to be the president, they would invoke the 25th Amendment and make her the president today. But they're not doing that. They haven't done it. So and the Obamas and Pelosi's have not endorsed her. So they could have made her president yesterday, and they didn't. So the fact they did that, this is just a campaign cash grab.
And not only it's about the money, correct, but it shows that the Democrat Party is imploding. They have nobody to rally with. No one.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It could still be Newsom. Newsom could still come into play here, but then again, there's also the possibility that the Democrats have accepted the loss of the presidency. And they're trying to hold on to some. See, this is what I believe. They know they're going to get creamed in the congressional races too. I talked about this all last week, but there's some old guard Democrat establishment members of both houses whose seats are in jeopardy that they're trying to save. That's what I think they're doing.
And at what point, can they realize, and how would we know that they are going to give up, Brian? Seats. They're going to lose.
Yeah.
They'll lose the Senate, the presidency.
Yeah.
Years of putting America first and show America.
Yeah, but see, I think they expect to lose it all. But they don't want their old guard leadership to lose their seats. You understand what I mean? Their old guard leadership can still keep their Senate seat and House seat and them still lose everything. And I think that's what they're really focusing on.
That's a great point, Brian, because if they lose some new ones, but if they lose the old guard, they have no one come in 2028.
Correct.
They're going to look now forward to 2028.
See, we've seen that, Jeff. We've seen this with the Republican establishment many times. The Republican establishment, in more than one election, has on purpose lost elections so the establishment could maintain control of the party. Okay? And I think that's what's going on now with the Democrats. A controlled retreat, a controlled loss.
Quick thing about Trump, his choice for Vice President J.D. Vance was brilliant, because he's the new face in the future for our party, and we're going to continue from 2028 and 2032. And we have the ability now to truly make America great again, and we're going to do it because we the people are going to have our power put back to us, like Trump said. After him, they're after us.
That's right. And, Robert Kennedy Jr., he's making a play for the nomination. He attacked J.D. Vance yesterday. He said J.D. Vance is a CIA operative.
Wow.
Yeah.
At the stretch.
I didn't know that the CIA did recruitment in Appalachian trailer parks and projects, but apparently they do, according to Robert. But he's just attacking J.D. Vance because he's thinking about whether or not he can make a move for the Democrat nomination too. There's a lot of factions here in liberal circles that got their eye on that now. Even if you lose you can be set up for the rest of your life just having won the nomination of the party, you know. It's a big deal to be a loser.
You know, 2016 when Trump beat Hillary, that was huge. But him losing in 2020 actually is going to turn out better because so many more people have woken up to the evils of the Democrat Party.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Jeff, it's good to hear from you. Thanks for your call. Now, this will be one of the most important questions I ask any of you today. If you're on hold, stand by. Do you or someone you know or love have neuropathy? If so, you want to call Lighthouse Medical Center. You know, Lighthouse Medical Center has a treatment for neuropathy that works. It's worked. It's rid Steve Kane of his neuropathy symptoms, and it's rid many listeners of this program. It really is amazing. Your primary care doctor, your neurologist will tell you there's no treatment for neuropathy. That's not true. Lighthouse Medical Center not only has a treatment, it's a treatment that works on all of the neuropathy symptoms, the numbness, the pain, the burning, the tingling in the hands and feet, the muscle weakness, the loss of balance, the muscle twitching, the feeling of pins and needles in your hands and feet. Maybe you have no feeling at all in your hands or feet. It works. Give them a call. Now, remember, no matter where you're located in America, Lighthouse Medical Center can help you. Now, if you can make it into the office in Pompano, that's great. But if you can't, no matter where you are in the United States, they can help. Here's their number, 754-222-6642. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio so you can take advantage of their no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642, and online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show.
So let me know in the chat, yes or no, does Biden know that he dropped out of the race? What do you think? Yes or no? Does he know that he dropped out of the race, Joe Biden? Mostly knows a maybe.
Second, 2024, and right now it is 79 degrees outside, but it is going to get as high as 87 throughout the day. We are expected to get some showers throughout the day, so make sure to keep an umbrella close by and have a good, safe rest of your Monday morning.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with
Yeah, I would say he probably does not know either. Absolutely.
Schedule your service today, and remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check, brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Up to speed and no delays on the Turnpike at 95 north and
No
south
doubt.
of Jupiter, Palm Beach and West Palm. Lake Worth Construction, 6th Avenue South, Grove Street to Congress Avenue. You can use 10th Avenue North as your alternate. This traffic update is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great
Oh, yeah.
benefits, and
Most definitely a coup.
top workplaces? Join
No
their
doubt
team.
about it.
Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
No doubt about it. Calls on hold. Hang in there.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Come out to the poker room at PBKC with 65 tables of poker action. Open daily for cash games, daily high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Grab your friends and check out the $10 poker party Friday, July 26th. It's a great way for new players to experience tournament play.
Why wouldn't he
Bet
know?
small and win big with table games like Ultimate Text.
Because there's been some major health issue with Biden that they're hiding from us.
Go to pbkennelclub.com.
Mm-hmm. Something's happened. There's no doubt about it. Something has happened. Any of you catch my 3 a.m. live stream? Oh, don't forget, those of you that are members, there are 4 new members emojis. If you're a member of the channel, you have access to all the emojis. There are 4 new emojis.
South Florida, are you ready to be a part of history? Israel United FC is bringing women.
I appreciate. See, I wasn't the only one up. I've been up since 1:27 a.m.
FTL, UTD.
I'm turning my schedule into an overnight worker schedule. Really, what it is.
We're
Well, thank you. Thank you, Bombastic. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. All right, I'm coming back.
Back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Celebrating 47 years on the air.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. I'm taking these calls in the order in which they were received. Now, remember, here's a few questions out there. One of the questions is, does Joe Biden know that he has dropped out of the presidential race? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning.
Hey, Richie the bus driver. What's up?
I'm a little upset over the whole situation. I'm not worried about who Obama's going to pick, who Hillary's going to pick, whoever's going to pick. I'm more concerned about what the hell's happened to this country. What they have done is totally illegal. When Lyndon Johnson dropped out, I believe it was before any primary. Okay?
Yeah, that's correct. He dropped out before. Yeah, that's right.
Now, all these people, the American people voted for the first time since I guess George Washington didn't get votes. He was the first president. After that, it's been all votes by the people. It's a country for the people, by the people. The people are not picking the candidate. I'm sorry to say they're not picking the candidate. They didn't vote for Kamala. They voted for Joe. And if Joe is too sick, he should be on television, or they should actually come right out with it. This backroom crap that they're doing is totally...
And don't forget, they did a coup of one president yesterday, and last week they shot another president. So, I mean, this is nuts.
No, let me tell you something. I was just listening to Mark Levin last night. I believe it was Mark Levin showed what they did to the guy that went against Xi in China. They picked him up and carried him out of the Congress, and nobody's ever seen the guy again. What the hell do you think's happened here?
Mm-hmm.
They voted all these votes. That'll have no difference.
Well, it hasn't happened in our lifetime, but the broker conventions, people that won delegates in primaries have thrown their delegates to other people all the time. It used to happen all the time. It just hasn't happened in 100 years.
I have open eyes. Had they not had that debate,
that's correct.
Candidate.
The debate was a setup to get him out of the race.
To the people.
Okay.
Out of the race way before the primary started.
Well, see, that's the problem they have with Kamala, because Kamala has been committing crimes by allowing this to continue. She has a duty to invoke the 25th Amendment, and she hasn't done it.
Everybody in the cabinet had the ability.
Mm-hmm.
The media knows what's going on. We were told 3 weeks ago that we were splicing videos together to make them...
See, Kamala is too stupid to know she's being set up here, right? She's being set up as the fall guy for this senile old coot being in office.
AOC said none of the people that wanted Biden out want Kamala. Let me tell you something. This is a deal between the Clintons, Schumer, Pelosi's running the show.
Well, it's not. Pelosi. No, you're wrong. It's Pelosi and the Obamas. Okay, Pelosi, the Obamas, and Schumer have not endorsed Kamala. The Clintons did.
What I'm trying to say, I agree. I know that, but I'm saying where the people in this world is about. Why should these four people or whatever? Four families have any say in any of this?
Because the Democrat Party is a mafia organization, basically. The four families. Yeah.
It's not for the people.
And the way the delegates work. I mean, look at this. All right, appreciate the call, Richie. This virtual convention they're planning on doing is insane, and they have this super delegate system where they don't even need, the delegates don't even matter because they got super delegates. It's a mess, but that's great because it's not just our country. All of Western civilization is about to fall off the cliff, and the only thing that can save this country and Western civilization is Donald Trump. And this craziness and chaos and coup yesterday, that is all helping Donald Trump get back into the White House. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
Yeah, hi. I think it was all a setup against Trump, because if Trump didn't debate, we would have Joe Biden going against Trump.
But you still have that with Kamala. Kamala's the sitting vice president. That means she's responsible for all the troubles in this country today, too.
That's true, but they're going to push her out and get someone else. And
Who?
They're disorganized.
Who do they have? I was watching a little bit of CNN and MSNBC, and for some reason they've got it in their mind that the governor of Pennsylvania will be their savior. First off, they're in so much trouble with their Muslims. He's Jewish, the governor of Pennsylvania, and they've already got a Muslim problem. They don't have anybody that's going to trump Trump.
I don't know. Just my own opinion.
Well, give me a name. Who do you think they got that could beat Trump?
I think that, I'm not saying they could beat Trump, but I'm saying they may give him a race. I think it's Michelle Obama. They love her. She's horrible. But she's the only...
The only people that talk about Michelle are MAGA people. I don't know why you guys think Michelle Obama's... Do you know what Michelle Obama has never had in her entire life? Do you know what it is?
A job.
Correct. So all of a sudden, Michelle Obama, who's never had a job in her life, is going to come out and run and campaign for president? That's insane.
See her.
Who? Who does?
All the Democrats, and maybe they'll get some, not MAGA people, some people that are on the fence. I mean, look, I don't want this to happen. I want none of it to happen. But I am a little nervous about it. This was all a setup.
Well, there's obviously been some type of health problem that they're hiding from us involving Joe Biden. Obvious. I mean, there's been so much news this week. This COVID story just doesn't pass the smile test.
I agree with you. I mean, he has terrible dementia, but they would have let him.
Oh, I think he may have had a stroke. He might have had a mini stroke.
Right, you could very well be right. Will we ever know?
Well, the next time we see him, if he had a mini stroke, it may be visible, it may not. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But I think something like that has happened. But this Michelle Obama fantasy, the only people that I hear talk about that are Republicans. I don't know where this fantasy came from.
Well, I look at Obama. They revere him. They love her. I mean, come on.
Let me ask you, is Barack Obama an egomaniac?
Absolutely.
Okay, agreed. Do you think an egomaniac and narcissist like Barack Obama wants to have another President Obama in his family, or does he want to be the President Obama? Does he want to have to walk behind Michelle? Does he want her to be the sitting president and he be some backbencher?
Wait a minute. He would be way behind her. He would be behind her. It'd be like having another Obama president.
No. He's an egomaniac and massive narcissist, Barack Obama. I'll give you an example. Bill Clinton did not want Hillary to become president. He wants to be the President Clinton of the family. Okay? So I don't think Barack Obama wants his wife to be president. He wants to be the big cheese.
Brian, I hope you're right. I really, really hope you're right. I hope you're right. I mean, Trump is going to win anyway, but it would have been so much easier to win against Biden. You know what I mean?
Maybe not. Because now there's complete party chaos. See, when they get to the convention, it may appear that they're united, but they're not. There's Mnuchin's talking about jumping in. Bobby Kennedy's talking about jumping in. There'll probably be some other wannabes and losers. Okay? There's a broker convention going on right now as we speak.
Yes, I agree with that.
So the Democrat Party is not united we have never gone up against an ununited Democrat Party, not in the modern times. So no, this might be easier.
I hope you're right. I certainly pray and hope you're right. I just think by the time the convention comes, they're going to be organized.
No, and if they may appear to be organized, but behind the scenes, there's going to be a lot of bitter, ticked off people. All right, Maddie, good talking to you. And I got to tell you another thing. Enough of this. Richie and Maddie. Why? We're on top of the world. God stepped in last Saturday and saved the life of Donald Trump. Have you guys forgotten that? Right? And this week you're like, this clinical depression. Get into therapy. Call Dr. Lemaski. Get into therapy. My goodness. Some people just don't know how to be winners. Let's see here. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Dave in Virginia.
Hey, Dave.
I believe that when Kamala Harris invokes the 25th Amendment and it goes in front of the Senate and they approve it, they got to find somebody that only wants a 6-month political career, because after the election, they'll never.
Who needs it? Once you've been president for 6 months, why do you need another job? Especially if you're the first black Indian American female president, even if it's for 5 or 6 months, you're still president. You can make a living off of that. That's very, very lucrative forever. Who wants a job after that?
Yeah, whoever she chooses vice president, though, they're only going to have a short political.
You assume she's going to get the nomination. If they, I was talking about this in the first segment. If they wanted Kamala Harris to be president, she'd be president right now. They would have invoked the 25th Amendment. Don't you guys get? All right, let's see. Well, you know what? Let's talk about MyPillow. Oh, man, it's hot. It's hot. The heat index was over 100 degrees yesterday. Did you guys notice that? Over 100 degrees. It was hot. I couldn't believe how hot it was, tell you the truth. Man, oh, man. The MyPillow 2.0, which is buy one, get one free with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. No matter how hot it is, your head, your neck will be the perfect temperature all night long. It has inside of it the same patented fill that Mike Lindell invented that started the whole thing, but the material on the outside is made of that cooling technology that keeps your head and neck perfectly cool all night long. You'll never turn the pillow over looking for the cool side again. It's absolutely amazing. The MyPillow sheets are just $25 with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. And, they're made of the finest cotton in the world, which keep you cool all night long. And these hot summer nights, I don't even notice it because I've got my MyPillow 2.0, my MyPillow sheets, and I'm feeling good. The $25 extravaganza continues at MyPillow.com on some of the most popular MyPillow products, including the towel sets and much, much more. Just use our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, Kane. Call us on hold. Stand by. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
So you got the weather report processed in the studio in here?
Yeah.
Because it sound. How'd you do it?
So I put it in Mike's machine here.
Oh, you did it over there? Okay.
Did it sound okay though?
It did. If you need me to do it, I'll do it. If you don't, you don't.
We came in late, and I know I kind of sent you back.
No. You can still do it if you want.
Yeah, I'll send you that. I just felt bad.
No. It just takes a second. It sounded better than when you don't do it, I will say. It sounded good, but I could, but no, you could. I'll do it. It's no problem.
plum tender and
I'm hoping Mike do his production for his weather report, make him sound a little bit better for him.
nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of specialty sauces that will make your mouth water. Queens Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Did you know the Volin Center offers free transportation? Catching a ride with the Volin Center coach has never been easier. The Volin Center has been providing rides for seniors age 60 and over since 1968. Available to all clients and the public. Pick you up or take you home. To shopping and appointments too. Servicing Boca, Delray, Boynton, and free rides to doctors. The Volin Center. Together, we make community happen. Learn more at volincenter.com.
Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting. With a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million, Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do. Typical deposits other contractors want are 1/3 of the contract. If your job is $30,000, that's a $10,000 deposit. If your job is $300,000, that's $100,000. What are they doing with your money? Typically, it takes 3 to 4 weeks to get a permit. And
Did you send it?
much longer. If they need money for the materials, they don't
All right.
get it with the suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable, and reliable, and he'll never sell you a roof you don't need. Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1988, and his services cover the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too: residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools,
Coming back.
municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602, 954-604-4602, and online, LaportaContracting.com. We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. Callers on hold, stand by. Does Joe Biden know that he's dropped out of the presidential race? I mean, there's so much going on here. And by the way, if you guys watch me on YouTube, you get to see all the behind the scenes. Brian Craig Show on YouTube, which you should do, by the way. You know, I did it. You know, I did a show this morning. I did a live stream at 3 a.m. from my house talking about this. But I was on all, you know, I do shows all weekend long, all during the week and everything. But I came into, if you go on my YouTube channel, you can see this. This is nuts. I came into the radio station today, and what was sitting here in the studio, the Florida Panthers must have stopped by, or a representative over the weekend. They actually left the Stanley Cup here, and it's not as big or as heavy as I would have thought, but if you, yeah, right here, Stanley Cup, it says right here on it, the Stanley Cup. Yeah, that's amazing, and it's very light, but if you watch me on YouTube, you can see the Stanley Cup. All right, now let's get back to what's going. That's a beautiful Florida Panthers. Go Panthers. You know, go Cats, whatever they say, I don't know. I would have thought it would have been bigger, though. It looked bigger on TV. Didn't it look bigger on TV? I'm serious. It says the Stanley Cup right on the side of it. All right, so back to this. What's going on here? What is their plan? What is their plan? The plan is not to make Kamala the president. She would have been president already. Okay, so let's go. 1-888-465-2631. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Yeah.
Good morning. How you doing? This is Maria from Florida. How you doing?
Oh, hey Maria, what's up?
Oh my God, this is a hot mess. Oh my God, this is. You kick it. Okay, he won the primary, right? He won in all his primaries, right? So why would they remove this man off the primary just to plug in Kamala Harrison? But he's still running for. But he's still the president.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And Mike Johnson immediately said, well, wait a minute, if he's not fit to run, how can he be fit to hold the office? And they're looking into that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I don't know how these people run 1 minute to make up all these lies, knowing this man had whatever mess going on with him.
Yeah.
And they've been lying to the people,
And then you sit up and say, well, we're going to put Kamala Harris. I'm going to endorse Kamala Harris. No. It don't work that way.
Well, like I say, the only thing I can figure out is that there has been a massive health problem with Joe. That there's been something has happened. The COVID, I believe, is a cover story. I do not believe that he has COVID. Now, again, they may trot him out today, but as of this moment, he does not know that he's dropped out of the race, in my opinion. Do you think he knows that he's dropped out of the race, Joe Biden?
No. I will be that when he come out and said, this guy been playing. These people been playing games with the American people for too long now. And,
absolutely.
You know, to me, it seems like a play that they playing and trying to force him to do something, which if he doesn't come out and say, or with his wife and say it, then I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, and the Clintons are out of the loop. The Clintons, who they sent out a letter endorsing her, they're not players anymore. The Democrat Party is run by Nancy Pelosi and the Obamas. And Nancy Pelosi, the Obamas, and Schumer did not endorse Kamala yesterday. So they're not on board with this, with Kamala. I mean, they're on board with Biden dropping out of the race, but they're not on board with Kamala, who does. And remember, Kamala does not have the nomination.
Exactly. She don't. I mean, this is ridiculous, though. I'm so sick of, I listened to a couple people. I happened to tune in yesterday on Fox News, and I was like, come on, guys, give it a break. Are you serious?
This week, though, has been crazy. I've gotten less sleep this week than any other week in my life. It's like it's nonstop breaking news.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I'm gonna tell you one more thing. I saw Trump assassinated him.
Mm.
A couple people that I know came to me and said, that was a hoax. They up. I said, what?
No.
You people are sick. If you believe that, you about as sick as anybody I ever seen in my life. You kind of people, don't come around me. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. Who would he trust to do something like that? No one. I mean, you couldn't trust anyone. I don't care who they are to do something like too risky.
Exactly. So you must be out of your mind to believe that Ashley is a whole. Well, I heard it. They said.
I heard. Where'd they hear it at?
Where they heard it from MSNBC and stuff back.
Mm-hmm. All right. Take care. Good to hear from you, Maria in Florida. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Ben from Pompano.
Hey, Ben.
Hey, so first off, let's get something straight. All these Democrats who are coming out with these planned, already pre-scripted memos about how Biden is a hero and a George Washington and a legend for...
Bizarre. Isn't it bizarre?
It's not bizarre. These people are monsters. These people, the first off, getting pressured out because your poll numbers are the most historically low poll approval ratings of any president, and because the world has seen how unfit you are for president, and being pushed out by big donor Democratic.
Well, when this happened, it was Chris Coons and Van Jones, right? Now, first of all, how does a white guy like Chris Coons, how does he get away in the Democrat Party with having such a racist name like that? That last name of his, hardcore racism. It's one of the biggest racial slurs that you never hear. Yeah, I guess. But Van Jones crying like a girl on television. He's the greatest man. He's done so much. Come on. What is that really about? Was that real?
No, it is, because these people are that emotionally invested and deranged about their politics. The reason you didn't see any rioting after our president was arrested, convicted, indicted, and attempted assassinated.
Shot. You forgot shot. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got it at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So most of us who are conservative, I think you've seen the poll where the most people who are identified as being progressive have 67% rate mental health issues.
Yes.
People on the left are the reason they're so activist, the reason they're so engaged and they riot every time something doesn't go their way, whether it's Brett Kavanaugh or Trump getting elected or whatever, a man dies in Minnesota, is because they're that invested. So I do believe they're that invested. In Republicans, we kind of live our own lives, we do our own thing. We're not really activists. We got families. We got things going on. And so, yes, I do believe Van Jones. I don't think he was acting at all. I honestly believe he thinks democracy is at stake, Nazis, 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 Russia, 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 and he's actually that pathetic and weird.
I was surprised to see Van Jones crying over Biden. And it also makes me think that, well, you know, okay, so do you think Joe Biden knows he dropped out?
I think a real strong argument can be made that this decision was done without his permission.
Yeah, he has no clue.
They did it over Twitter. There was no press conference. This is insanely historic.
They don't even have a photograph of him. You know what I mean? Like writing the document, the letter, the endorsement, the tweet.
Nation.
Mm-hmm.
Nation. And this was on Twitter. You released this on Twitter with no letterhead. You know what I mean?
It's a little less dramatic than Nixon and Johnson. I mean, it's very strange.
Everything about everything they do is odd. Nothing they do is straightforward. There's always these why they do this, why they do that. You know, nothing about it is straightforward. And so I will say, you know, you were talking about Michelle Obama. The reason that people bring that up is because they did an internal polling, and the results that showed that the only person who would beat Trump in a head-to-head was Michelle. And this was just Dem internal polling, and this has been...
I never hear liberals and Democrats talk about it. It's only MAGA people.
I mean, it's not talked about extensively, but it's been said.
Mentioned, yeah.
MAGA people bring it up because we're absolutely terrified of...
Oh, please. Please, don't be paranoid. All right, listen, I gotta run. Thanks for the call. We're on top of the world, and I'm talking to MAGA people that are worried. Oh my goodness! President Trump survived an assassination attempt last Saturday by 1/4 of an inch. Does he look worried to you? He had a rally on Saturday, and you guys are worried. Follow our leader, all right, and his example. Now, Sloman's free doorbell camera offer is back, but for a limited time. This is amazing. And, you know, I've told you guys for years I have the doorbell camera. You know, once, I guess it was maybe close to 2 years ago, I left the house and I got a notification when I was just about to leave my development. There was movement at my door, and I was at the stop sign, and I looked, and it was my indoor cat got out. My indoor cat got out. And I went back and let her in. Luna, the MAGA cat, I let her back in. She's an indoor cat, and she got out when I was taking out the garbage. It's really a great thing to have. It's so convenient, and you can get one for free with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's, they're also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, if you mention you heard them here on the radio, you're going to get a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. No matter where you're located, give them a call. Here's the number: 1-833-283-5050. It makes a great gift for your adult kids and grandkids too, guys. And I'll tell you, it's great. It's a great, convenient thing to have at your house. I got a notification this morning, and it was an Amazon driver, right? And I went out there and got the packages after he left. So give him a call. Get your free doorbell camera. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050. All right? Okay. 1 hour down, 2 to go. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. I'm Brian Craig, back with your calls after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM.
Wow. Okay, let me get queued up for the next.
South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Brown from from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is July 22nd, 2024, and right now it is 79 degrees outside, but it is going to get as high as 87.
Yeah, I think it has a little more of that bass studio sound.
Today, so
But
make sure to keep an umbrella
what do you
close
think?
by and have a good, safe rest of your Monday morning.
Okay.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling.
No, I don't mind doing it. But don't do it. I won't be offended if you don't want to, but I think it sounds better.
Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your
Did you hear the one from last night? Oh my God.
is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Heads up for construction in Palm Beach Gardens on the
Yeah.
Line Highway from West Blue Heron Boulevard to North Lake Boulevard.
take
You're
a-
delayed for your cross-free on the Turnpike at 95 from
Yeah.
south through Delray Beach, Boynton Beach, Lake Worth, and West Palm. This traffic update is sponsored by eBay Motors. eBay Motors is here for the ride with the parts you need and the prices you
Yeah,
want.
that's right.
eBay guaranteed fit. They're guaranteed to fit you.
Yeah, I don't know if I drink out of it.
Or your money back. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com.
It looks heavier on TV,
Eligible
the Stanley
items
Cup
only,
guys.
exclusions apply. That's traffic. I'm Dory Down.
Yeah.
We do. We tell people you're strong.
TV action for top horse tracks around the country, including Saratoga Racetrack, now through September 1st. Visit our incredible paddock restaurant with over 140 new HD TVs, big screens, exceptional dining, and full bar. And check out the upcoming dinner shows, including Rat Pack Now, August 23rd, the Pure Zeppelin Experience, October 11th, Let It Be, November 8th, and more. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road, because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
We'll be back shortly, guys.
9445.
On the air
Here we go.
since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about the coup of the Biden presidency that took place yesterday, and we haven't seen nor heard from Joe Biden yet. So I've been asking the question today, does he know that he has dropped out of the race? So Tulsi Gabbard, she's in Rome. She's in Rome, and even though she's in Rome, she took time to make a video warning the world, warning America about Kamala Harris. So this is Tulsi Gabbard last night in Rome, on the streets of Rome, talking about Kamala Harris. Listen.
Hey everybody, I just got here to Rome, where I'm going to be joining a dialogue and forum on peace, security, and prosperity for the Western Hemisphere in Europe. I just saw the news flash like everybody else. President Biden's no longer running for re-election, and he's endorsed Kamala Harris to be the Democratic nominee for president and commander-in-chief. I'm going to sound the same warning now that I have been for years, going all the way back to 2020 when both Kamala and I were running for president on the Democratic ticket. She is unfit and unqualified to be our president and commander-in-chief, and would be incredibly dangerous in that position. The prospect of Kamala Harris making decisions about war and peace and where to send my brothers and sisters in uniform into harm's way is not only terrifying to us, it should be terrifying to every American, knowing that we would all pay the price for her dangerous actions and dangerous decisions. Everything you've heard me say about Hillary Clinton, the queen of warmongers, can also be said of Kamala Harris. There should be no question in your mind that if Kamala is allowed to be our president commander-in-chief, she'll be the maidservant of this queen of warmongers, the head of this elitist cabal of warmongers that has gotten us into this place. They're the ones who've been calling the shots behind Joe Biden's presidency. They would continue to call the shots if Kamala Harris is president. And where have they led us? To the brink of war with multiple countries in all parts of the world, and closer to the brink of nuclear war and Armageddon now than ever before. The choice for us is very clear. If we cherish peace and freedom, and if we love our country, we must vote against Kamala Harris in this election on November 5th and vote for Donald Trump.
Okay. Now, Tulsi Gabbard, I don't really spend too much time concerning myself with what Tulsi Gabbard has to say, although I like that endorsement of Trump at the end. I don't trust Tulsi Gabbard. I think she's a Trojan horse running a long game. What is she doing? Talking about saving the Western Hemisphere or the Western civilization in Rome. That tells you who she's with. But a lot of people do care what she says. And her little video just on her platform has been seen by almost 1.5 million people. So this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. You know, the chances of Kamala becoming the nominee, who knows? I mean, you know, there's always the possibility that no one else really wants the job that they want to put in there because they don't want to lose to Trump because he's so far ahead and so popular. Okay? There's no doubt about it, okay? But the division inside the Democrat Party is something we have to sit back, enjoy, and relish. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, conservative.
Oh, hey, Doug.
You know, something's certainly not right. I never could believe that old donkey, that stubborn old donkey, would walk away from the presidency. So and then he walks away and doesn't have a national broadcast saying it. He lets everybody else say it. He disappears. So something's not right. Something's not right. We'll see today, maybe, but I can't believe that he knows that they're trying to get rid of him.
By the way, the Secret Service director's testifying today. That cannot be on television. That's got to be behind closed doors, right? I haven't heard anybody clarify that. I'm assuming that it's behind closed doors. Do you know? Have you heard?
No, I have not heard, but it would be nice to see him testify in front of Congress and let everybody else hear what's going on.
It should be on television. No doubt about it. All right, Doug, I appreciate the call. Have they said it's going to be behind closed doors? I'm assuming it is. But I'll tell you, let me see here. There's an article about it. Let's see here. I'll look at it during the break. Doesn't say, no, this article doesn't say. She'll face questioning from House lawmakers, but it doesn't say if it's going to be televised or not. I'm assuming it's not, but if you guys, it should be televised. I'm hearing off the air it is going to be on TV. Well, that's a good thing. You know, this assassination attempt of President Trump, more and more information has just been pouring out over the weekend. And Maria Bartiromo dropped something huge on her Fox show yesterday morning. If you watch my podcast, I got into a lot of detail on it, but get this. This is insane. There was a man who was after the shooter was shot dead, okay? After he was shot dead, there was a man who's been identified as wearing a gray suit. Have you heard the gray suit man? This is insane. A man wearing a gray suit after the shooter was shot dead climbed up on the roof, told agents and police officers on the roof that he was an ATF agent. He took a photograph of the shooter's dead body. He said he had to confirm that he was dead. The man in the gray suit ATF agent has disappeared. No one can find him. No one can identify him or catch up to him now. Totally gone dark. Who was he? And why did he have to confirm the identity and death of this shooter? It's almost like whoever was behind the plot had to confirm that their patsy was dead, that he couldn't talk, right? That's what it sounded like to me. It's huge stuff. There's also been a lot of reporting done about second shooters in different locations. There was one woman who was in the stands where Barbara from Baltimore was at. She was in the stands, and she said that there was a second shooter with bullets coming from the other direction, and she was there to hear it and witness it. So there's been witness accounts of a second, even a third possible shooter. And this man in the gray suit that had to confirm the death of that particular guy, you know, that this is really starting to unravel for them. All right, let's go back to the phones. 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, this is Wilkerson.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, that great suit guy, that's pretty crazy. I mean, I don't know if there's a photo of him anywhere, but
I haven't seen it, but but members of Congress are trying to find him.
There's been some floating around that Joe Biden's brother actually came out and said that he was dying.
He didn't say dying. He said, I'll pull it up, okay? I read an article this morning about it. Oh, let me pull. Yeah, and his brother's really scummy. James Biden. He's an older version of Hunter. Let me see here. Let me get the statement from him. Biden's youngest brother said Sunday he believed Joe was bowing out of the race due to health concerns. Frank Biden made the comments on CBS and ABC to ABC News, telling CBS, quote, "In my humble opinion, absolutely, the president's health," he calls his brother the president, "was part of the decision." He said, "Selfishly, I will have him back to enjoy whatever time we have left." That's it. Okay, he said to enjoy whatever time we have left. End of quote from Frank Biden.
Yeah. So from my standpoint, I just don't understand how a man goes from saying, "Unless God's going to come beside me and tell me to step down, I'm not stepping down." You know.
Well, something's happened.
Yeah, something definitely has happened. And, you know, these things, they just have a way of spinning around and slapping these Democrats in the face. And, I mean, like you said, I enjoy watching it.
Well, why? I mean, why would they hide it at this point? How in today's media era we're in, how long do they think they can keep that hidden if he's had a major health issue? See, I didn't believe at all last week he had COVID. I think it's, you know, my media thought he's had strokes before. And a lot of people with his condition have mini strokes. But I don't think we've seen him for a week or close to it.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think we'll see him again. I don't think we'll see him. We'll just have, you know, briefings from other people.
Mm-hmm. All right. Appreciate the call. Oh, yeah, I'll give you the last word, Wellington.
I was just wondering if you thought he would finish out his term or allow the first.
Well, it depends. If he's had a major health incident, like we're theorizing here, no, he would have to. They'd have to plug her in. But they don't want to, and I think they don't want her. I think Nancy Pelosi has a personal thing against Kamala. Okay, she first met Kamala in San Francisco when Kamala was having an affair with a married man, and she was introduced to her as Willie Brown's girlfriend. And Nancy Pelosi is a snob. She's a liberal, elitist, limousine liberal snob, and she's not going to let Willie Brown's girlfriend become president. There's just no way. If she can stop it. And the thing about the Obamas, it's been rumored for years that Obama and Kamala had a fling. And yeah, that's been rumored for years. Okay, and I know a lot of people say he's not into. I think if that's true, he probably goes every which way but loose. Okay, and if it's true that he's had an affair with Kamala, Michelle, that may be why the Obamas haven't endorsed. Michelle doesn't want to endorse her husband's hookup, girlfriend, mistress.
It makes sense.
All right, appreciate the call from Wellington. Yeah, I mean, these are insane times we are in. All right, let's take our first break of the second hour, and we'll be right back.
Sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show.
Well, Mark, we don't know anything for sure. I know a lot of people go on the air and say, this is fact, this is fact. They're lying. We don't know anything for sure about this. Everyone's speculating everywhere on every media outlet. But these are educated speculations.
What it does is restore your hormones to where they were when you were in your 20s. You'll feel younger, you'll have more energy, you'll get your sex drive back, and women, hormone replacement pellet therapy completely
and started taking pictures.
Okay, let me play this.
Mood swings gone. Night sweats gone. I've met listeners before and after hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez, and when I first meet him, they're like Joe Biden, and no one wants to be like him. And then I meet him again after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy, and they have their energy back, just like Trump. They're standing up tall, and they feel years younger. Now, it's always a free consultation with Dr. Matez when you tell him you heard about him on the radio. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893.
Hey, my true oldies listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for your retirement this time. When you're looking for a retirement advisor, you don't trust and experience are two big qualities to look for. And as it turns out, my friend Jupiter Joe Thomas possesses both.
I'm excited.
Whether you're in retirement or looking to retire, I want you to give local expert Joe Thomas a call. Here's the number, 561-743-0999. Or, even simpler, you can go to jupiterjoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All.
What's going on? I didn't notice it.
Well, at least the computer there.
No, I didn't see anything. I was on here. I didn't notice anything. Yeah. Yeah.
This is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I had a broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper than anybody else. And he's excellent and no pain. I recommend this guy. To me, he's the best ever. So I want to get that out of the way.
Listen to Richie the Bus Driver. Go see Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental. 954-922-4633. 954-922-4633.
The best way to protect your family from the effects of a hurricane is to make a disaster plan. In the same way you plan for your family, it's important to also make a plan for your pets. Making a pet plan ensures you know what to do for your pets when a storm threatens your community. You can locate pet-friendly shelters, find a list of supplies you may need to bring with you, and other information that can help you and your pets evacuate quickly and safely by visiting makeapetplan.com. This message is sponsored by the Florida Division of Emergency Management, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
I'm excited to announce my all-new mattress topper. In the times we're in, I wanted to bring you the best affordable mattress topper ever. So I took my two best technologies and combined them to make the ultimate mattress topper. And now you can get it for as low as $69.98. Queen size, only $99.98. It all starts with my famous MyPillow foam that provides you that overall full body support. Second is the individual comfort supports that give you an amazing custom sleep experience. It's like it's made specifically for you. The queen size alone has over 14,000 comfort supports. This is the perfect mattress topper to improve any bed. New bed, old bed, your guest beds. Get them for every bedroom in your house. Go to mypillow.com or call the screen. Use your promo code to get the all size, only $99.98. Don't delay.
And of course, that is with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout at mypillow.com. The mattress topper will change your life. I've been sleeping on mine from MyPillow for years. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879. 4879, promo code Kane, Kane. All right, so of course we're going to get more into what's going on with Kamala. There's a lot to say about this. But Maria Bartiromo, I'm going to play a clip of her from Fox yesterday. She broke a massive story yesterday on Fox in the morning, and this Biden dropping out business will briefly take the Trump assassination conspiracy out of the news. However, the head of the Secret Service testifying today, hopefully we'll get it back in there. And I'm wondering, I've heard both. I don't know. Is it going to be televised or not? Will this be on TV or not? Rarely do they do the first round on television. This one they most definitely should. But if you know, let me know. So Maria Bartiromo, she is the one who uncovered the mysterious man in the gray suit who went on top of the roof after the assassin was killed. And here she is yesterday on Fox. Let me pull this up. Talking about it. Listen, crazy. If you're on hold, stand by.
The local officers went up to that roof and started taking pictures of the dead body, of the shooter's body. So suddenly a guy in a gray suit walks up the ladder and goes up to the roof. And this guy in the gray suit, who didn't appear to have credentials, everybody assumed he was the Secret Service. So he tells one of the local law enforcement, send those pictures to this cell phone. And he gives him a number. And everybody assumed, well, that must be Secret Service. It turns out it wasn't Secret Service. So we're going to tell you exactly who that person was and what agency the local enforcement sent the pictures to. Ron Johnson has it all in his preliminary report, and it's pretty incredible. So we're digging deep into this investigation.
Okay, and then Ron Johnson was on, that was her promoting the show. The guy claimed to be with the ATF. And Ron Johnson got him on the phone once, and he said he was ATF, and now they've not been able to get a hold of him again. He's disappeared. But he got on the roof with the assassin, after he was dead, of course, without showing any credentials. So I don't even think we know for sure that he was an ATF agent. We just know that he said he was to Ron Johnson. And why was there an ATF guy there so quickly? Why was there an ATF guy on the scene in a gray suit on a hot summer day on the weekend? Makes no sense at all. Have you ever seen ATF guys in suits? They're always dressed kind of they look like they're going to the target range, ATF guys. I've never seen them in a suit, but why was he there on that day, on a weekend, on a Saturday in Pennsylvania? And why did he have to confirm the death and identity of this shooter? A lot of questions. I mean, my thought is, off the top of my head, the first thought that came to my mind when I saw Maria Bartiromo's show yesterday was the conspirators behind the entire assassination attempt of President Trump wanted to confirm that their patsy was dead and couldn't talk. That's what I took from it. It's pretty freaky. All right, 1-888-465-2631 is our number. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes.
Coconut Creek.
Hey, Coconut Creek, speak up. Yeah? Yeah, you're on the air. I can hear you now.
Yes, good morning. I just want my personal opinion. As far as, whether or not, Joe Biden is actually aware.
He dropped out.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past,
A coup. So you don't think he knows he dropped out? No. I mean, if he did, they would have paraded him out, hopped up on something, or at least have a photograph of him in the residence talking with her about it or something. They got nothing. We haven't seen him in a week.
I think possibly they might have
No, I don't. I don't. Oh my gosh, I think possibly. Oh my goodness, these people. If that would have happened, they wouldn't be able to cover that up. Okay, no. Now that doesn't mean they're not going to prop him out and get him in front of cameras and get him properly briefed and say what they want him to say. But this decision and effort that happened over the weekend happened without him. Okay? They would have had a photograph if they were sticking with this COVID isolation, which I don't buy, but if they were sticking with the COVID isolation story, okay, they would have shown at least a photograph of him on the telephone talking to Kamala over the phone, passing the torch to her. And they didn't even show that. So something stinks here. And I'll tell you something. The Congress is back this week. They were off last week because of the Republican convention. So they're back this week. Press conference is back. The media are all back in D.C. and Washington. The questions are going to start circulating today. Where's Biden? Why didn't he come out? When is he coming out? That's going to start circulating. And then there's going to be a snowball effect with a lot of other things, which I'm going to get into as the show goes on. All right. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour, come back with more of your calls, and we'll get a little deeper into what's going on with Kamala and this coup of Joe Biden that took place over the weekend. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio.
Make sure you tell me it was a power flick. Yeah, at least there. We're back. They just texted me they came back on. But it's been for a while. I don't know how long. So you were right about the power flick. You were right about the power.
Yeah, he thinks the power outage might have went out in the whole building.
It didn't go out in this room.
It's weird because even
it did not flicker in this room.
The one in Brian's room would have been okay if the thing ran normal as usual.
I was looking right at the computers, everything, nothing.
Yeah, and just TV was kicking out at least. Maybe it just didn't affect noise. Like maybe it just kicked it, stayed in. I don't know. It's so weird.
Or I blinked when it happened.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, Vic thinks it might have just been a power surge. Alright, sounds good. That we know of, yeah.
He said about 10 minutes.
But like for the Boca ones, at least that we know of.
About 10 minutes,
like
he said.
10 minutes of off there.
But it's back.
In Boca.
Did you guys see the power flick off about 15, 20 minutes ago? I didn't.
They said it probably was just because of the power flickered, it probably like turned everything off. At least in Boca too. I'm not sure. It was very.
Because I was looking at the computer when you tapped on the glass.
Yeah. I mean, the good thing is like we would. It's just weird.
Is Steve connected?
Oh, yeah,
Let me see if
that would
he's
also
in.
be a factor of like.
Let me see.
Yes, he's on.
Wait a second. Where's Comrex?
Oh.
All right.
There you go.
Steve, you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that would have been a factor if we knew the power outage was still messing around.
Yeah. All right. We're good to go.
It made a weird noise.
I was looking right at the computer, but I was looking at this computer, not this one, so maybe that's why.
Well, if you connect it to the Wi-Fi,
I didn't lose anything.
it's so weird. When you're able to play Michael Dell's spot, I was like, oh, I got no thought process of what the heck happened.
Well, we're back, and it didn't knock him off because he was connected before. I don't know, whatever. Well, it knocked us off the air.
Like how it pick and chose what the, said. You'd think it'd take everything off, but whatever.
Okay.
I'm not gonna question it.
No.
We're back, we're good.
Yeah, it's back, yeah.
Now with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at checkout at mypillow.com. Pair it with new pillows and those fabulous Giza Dream Sheets. There's huge discounts on those too. Free shipping on all orders over $75 with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E at mypillow.com. You'll thank me in the morning.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating.
All right, callers on hold, stand by. The biggest news week that I can ever remember has happened. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Good morning.
Oh, boy. What a week.
Boy, that sums it up.
Yeah.
Hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Well, I tell you, this thing about Biden dropping out of the race did catch me off guard. I was not expecting that. But, I was talking before you got here, last 90 minutes. I don't think he has COVID. I think it's a cover story. We have not seen him in about a week. And if he had COVID, they would have had at least a photograph of him on the telephone passing the torch to Kamala, and they didn't even do that.
He was suspicious.
Well, I'm wondering if he's had a stroke, maybe even a mini stroke. And then there's a very strange statement that was made by Joe Biden's scummy brother Frank. He's the youngest brother. Well, everybody in the Biden family's scummy. I mean, that's all their middle names. But this is Frank Biden, Joe Biden's youngest brother, told CBS and ABC News. He says, "I will have him," meaning Joe, "I will have him back to enjoy whatever time we have left." That's a very cryptic, whatever time we have left. We haven't seen him in a week. He dropped out of the race. Last time we saw him, he was firm that he wasn't dropping out. Something's up with Biden's health that they're hiding from us.
They're hiding everything from us. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, well,
They're getting away with murder here, and nobody...
I wouldn't say... What have they gotten away with?
I mean, this story, it makes absolutely no...
I wouldn't say they've gotten away with it because everyone is... First off, they don't want... Pelosi and the Obamas and Schumer have not endorsed Kamala. They do not want her to be president. If they wanted her to be president, They would have invoked the 25th Amendment and made her president yesterday. They didn't do it, okay? So they do not want her to be president. Mnuchin is talking about going for the nomination. Bobby Kennedy is hinting at going for the nomination, okay? And it hasn't even started yet. So, no, there's a lot of things happening here, and Now, I don't know about that. No. You can put together, if you look at what's going on, you can put the pieces together and get the outer edges of what's happening. This is what the thing with Kamala. This is what I think has happened. Now, they may trot Biden out, but it is not unusual for someone in Biden's condition to have mini strokes, M-I-N-I, mini strokes, and then not many, but many, M-I-N-I. And with a mini stroke, somebody might be out of it for a day or two or three, but they're able to come back, and you don't always have that stroke face and all that stuff going on, okay? So they may trot him out, and he may say all the right things today, tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, whatever. But there's been a health scare with Biden, or they would have done this with him being shown. You know, this is a major historical event. Remember, Johnson, this is bigger than Johnson, because Johnson, he didn't drop out of the race, he just didn't run. He made a speech saying he wasn't going to run for re-election. Biden's been running. He had his first debate with his opponent, Trump. The last time we saw him, he put his foot down and said he's not dropping out. Yesterday morning, his campaign spokespeople were saying he wasn't dropping out on the morning interview shows on Sunday. And then around 1:30 yesterday afternoon, all this happened. That part of it is there's been a health issue with him, like the mini stroke. The reason they're pushing Kamala, and this is a big deal because, you know, Fox yesterday was shocking. They brought in their full-time weekday host at night. They had Ingram, Jesse Waters, and Hannity on last night, on Sunday night, the night off.
Killing this weekend.
Jesse Waters looked like he had been drinking all Sunday afternoon. He looked out of it on the air. But so, you know, what's going on is big. So I think the COVID is a lie. There's been a health scare. That doesn't mean they can't clean him up and get him out there, but they did this without him. The reason that they pushed Kamala up, which they have no intention on her getting the nomination, it could happen, but that's not the plan, or Obama and Pelosi would have endorsed her, and Schumer, but they didn't. The Biden-Harris campaign have raised about $92 million. I didn't realize it was so much. And they would have to refund all that money if one of them is not in the race. So keeping her in the race allows them to keep almost $100 million. Okay, so I think the thing with pushing Kamala right now has to do with that $92 million in campaign cash.
Many players on the side. I mean,
but their immediate, you know, listen, with the Bidens and these scummy people, the first thing is the money. That's all they care about. So they got to get their hands on the money. So this story that Kamala has raised all this money for her campaign already, I don't buy that. I don't believe that at all. I think at least a chunk of it is what they transferred it from one account to the other. I don't think they went out and did some big fundraising haul yesterday. Exactly. DeSantis did this, right? He said, I raised $10 million. He transferred money from his gubernatorial campaign to his presidential campaign, and then went on television and said, look, I broke a fundraising record. He donated to himself, basically, right? That's what happened with Kamala last night, would be my guess, okay? So this thing with Kamala is all about that campaign money in the accounts. They want to get their hand. They don't want to give that back, okay?
Have you seen Biden?
We haven't seen him in about a week. The last time, the last time I can remember seeing Biden, and if somebody else has a more recent sighting, okay, the last time I remember seeing him was a week ago tonight. He did that interview on NBC News with Lester Holt when he said he wasn't
He's being held against his will.
Or he's in a hospital bed, sick, and he's not capable, and has had a stroke.
Covering this successfully so far.
I don't know about... Well, it's developing. It's not over yet. It's not like we're 5 years out and they covered this up. This has just happened, not even a day ago. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
ID, bro.
You got to put your mouth up to the phone, okay, and up to the to the receiver.
Sorry, hey.
There you go.
At 7:23, you hit on my points. Why would an ATF agent be there and not with more backup? And
Now I want you to slow down on this. This is the Maria Bartiromo huge news story yesterday of the man in the gray suit who climbed up on the roof, didn't show any identification to confirm the death of the shooter, who later said he was with ATF but no one can find him. And why an ATF guy in a gray suit was at the Trump rally in the gray suit on a Saturday makes no sense. And he didn't show his badge or credentials to any of them on the roof, the police. Something stinks with that.
it's not protocol because they have to show their insignia. Okay, so there should have been guys with blue with the yellow writing. Now, obviously he's there to cover up the patsy, like you said. Now, one of the snipers to me is like the Jack Ruby because they were looking at each other's scope. The scope guy looking at the sniper guy looking at the guy, right? So I'm thinking, obviously, this is the dumbest law in history. How could you wait for someone to take a shot at the president before you fire on them and you're a sniper?
Well, it does. There was a conspiracy to attempt to assassinate him. That's
Generic is yes.
I believe it was the government. I believe they did it because Joe wouldn't step down.
Here's how they think we're so stupid because you remember the guy inciting the January 6th, 2 days before, the Epps guy, whatever his first name is, the Epps guy. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
What? Okay, to me, this is that guy. Okay, what is he doing there? He doesn't have authority. I can see if he was the CIA. ATF doesn't have.
I think the guy. Okay, it makes no. First off, I have never seen an ATF guy wearing a gray suit and walking around not showing their badge. Okay, those ATF guys always got gear on, so you know they're ATF and federal agents. I've never seen one in a suit. Anytime I've seen them.
And they're usually pursuing someone.
Yeah. Well, to me, it sounds like they were making sure the patsy was dead and couldn't talk, is what it sounded like to me. And they had to get a photograph of him to the higher ups so that yeah, exactly. It was proof of death of the patsy, which was the shooter.
America, please wake up. Do not fall for it.
What do you mean wake up? I think everyone's been talking about this. In fact, even the New York Times and the Washington Post and CNN have been reporting on all this stuff with the conspiracy theory. So, so this is being reported even by left-wing mainstream media, IB. I mean, this is not something that just like we're talking about or Breitbart. This is, and Fox News has been doing extensive, detailed coverage. I mean, this man in the gray suit claiming to be an ATF agent shows no badge, shows no credentials. That was dropped by Bartiromo on Fox yesterday.
Ask a question. Do you think it did let me ask you an abstract question. The way things stand, after the hearings today, do you think there are going to be more questions than answers, or?
Well, they're in trouble, and I'll tell you why. There'll be more. There are always going to be more questions, because the head of the Secret Service probably is a patsy too. Okay, I don't think she's involved knowingly in a conspiracy. I think she's a patsy too. They let her go with her DE. Yeah, go ahead, IB.
Right there, she's a patsy too, because this whole administration is strictly incompetence. Bottom line, thank you for the call.
No, it's not. This did not happen from incompetence. There was a conspiracy with this assassination attempt.
We're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I just don't think that the head of the Secret Service was a part of it. I think she's a useful idiot. Okay? And they let her worry. Yeah, exactly. I mean, she's, Judge Janine said she's a suspect. She very well is a suspect, but I don't think she was involved in a conspiracy around it. I don't think she's high enough up. The people that are involved in such things would be higher up than her. No, but they will. You know, they're in trouble because there are about half a dozen United States senators that are all over this. And they're, you know, and Josh Hawley went to the site in Pennsylvania over the weekend. The FBI ran him off. Sitting United States senator. You saw what happened with Blackburn. There's a couple others, okay? And this is big. Usually when something happens like this, you get members of the House of Representatives out there being very vocal about it. Members of the House, and I like, you know, I like Marjorie Taylor Greene, and there's a couple there I like, but they're viewed as kooks and fringe. Sitting United States senators are a big deal, okay? And they've got about 5 or 6 sitting United States senators who are pushing hard for this. I mean, the story that about the man in the gray suit on the roof confirming the identity of the dead shooter was dead, that came from a Republican senator telling Bartiromo. So this is going somewhere. This is not going to be a 60-year conspiracy. You know, and there are literal, unlike the Kennedy assassination, there are literally, this is not an exaggeration, thousands of photographs and videos of the entire incident from hours before, okay? Because everyone, when they go to something like this, has their phone out, and they're taking pictures and videos all day long. We never had that before. So the things that we've seen on video, like with the shooter walking around the building a little bit, that's just, he's on a whole bunch of other videos too. We just don't know it yet. Too many people are filming everything, right? A lot of people don't know what they have. And at some point, an entire visual record of the entire day will be put together. In fact, the Republican senators are putting together a website where people who were at the rally can send in their photographs and videos so they can begin to piece together an all-day endless stream from every angle of that day in Pennsylvania. If you're on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here as well. Our number toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 here on the Steve Kane Show. This is John from Lighthouse Medical Center, CFO and Director of
Let me find that.
Medical Center. This year it's our 75th anniversary. We've been able to help a lot of patients. We want to be able to help you with your neuropathy issues as well. We have numbness, burning, pain, tingling, lack of sleep, or balance issues. Please come see us and let us help you with that problem. There's hope out there for you. We've had thousands of patients come through Lighthouse Medical Center. Being able to see the quality improved in their life and being able to help them and their family has been a blessing to us and a blessing to them. And we look forward to doing that for the next 75 years. We don't just treat neuropathy at Lighthouse Medical Center. We have a specialized knee pain program with non-surgical solutions for bone-on-bone and knee pain issues. We also treat chronic back pain, ankle, knee, hip, and shoulder pain. Call for a free consultation with us today. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. That's 754-222-6642.
President is in good shape, in good health, tireless, vibrant.
After work with no energy left in the tank to give your family? Are you having a midday crash on a daily basis? Women, are menopause symptoms like hot flashes, anxiety, and depression making your daily life feel far more difficult than it should? Men, do you feel like you are aging far beyond what you should? Is your sexual life and relationships suffering because of disappointments in the bedroom? Then take action and let our medical team at Lighthouse Medical Center help you stop the symptoms that are holding you back. We use all natural hormone optimization therapies with precision technology to help solve your problematic symptoms. Our family-owned practice has had the honor of serving our South community for over
Excuse me,
71
guys.
years. Call us right now. The medical team
The air
is optimized and feeling
pops on over my head
Life is
sometimes
too
and makes
short
me
to be running
sneeze.
at less than 100%.
My
You and
apologies.
your family deserve the best version of you. Call us at 754-222-6642 or visit
Thank
us
you
at
for the
LighthouseMedicalCenter.com
bless yous.
to schedule your consultation today.
We
All right.
take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
All right. We are back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. Back to our... Yeah.
Am I correct in my assumption, based on what I see, that we don't know where Joe Biden...
Correct. We haven't seen him in about a week.
Well, doesn't that fill you with feelings of helplessness?
Well, it doesn't change much because it just means the same people are running the country that were running it the week before, Jill, but yeah.
And for the fact that they could cover up something as basic as that,
They haven't covered anything up.
you don't know where the I don't know what to call him at this point. He's not the vice president.
He's not the... No, Jill's been the president for 3 years, okay? And more so lately. But no. People are starting... If we didn't know about it, if people weren't asking questions, they would have successfully covered it up. But they have not. Because everyone's asking these questions today. It started yesterday as soon as the announcement came. Why didn't Joe do it? Where is he? Why haven't we seen him? This is a historic event.
And what would it indicate to you if we reached the 24-hour mark from right now?
Well, we're almost there. This came out like 18 hours ago.
It's just to make it the 24 hours from...
I told you, Steve, I think he's had a stroke or something. And I think the COVID is a cover.
And you don't think we're going to see him between...
They're not going to... If something like that has happened, there's a limit to how long they can keep this going because the press are going to be all over this. They already are. It's just a matter of time. They can't hide this for long.
Okay. All right.
So I don't think they've gotten away with anything. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy Monday.
Yes.
Sorry, Chris from Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Oh, my goodness. Well, you see what's up. But these are desperate people we're talking about. And,
Yes.
I mean, so far you guys have been right on everything. They're predictable. And I want to go back to the beginning. I mean, if you remember, Obama tried to talk Joe out of running in the first place. He said, look, you don't have to do this. You know, but he's been putting his name out there since the 80s.
But Obama did not endorse Kamala.
Well, no, of course.
He released a lengthy statement and and it was all about praising Biden, did not endorse Kamala, which is significant.
One reason only. A patsy pick just like the Secret Service young lady.
Mm-hmm.
What do we call that? Politically correct.
Mm-hmm.
Could run the country. She'd only be too happy to be there, no experience. They could run the country behind
a shadow government.
Exactly. It's been that way from day one. Biden has had, like you said, Brian, a few, bright health moments where he can act presidential, but he has not been running the country. And you may remember instead of doing what the vice president is supposed to do, they were using people like the California governor and Pelosi and other people to do the...
Yeah, and a lot of people, Gavin Newsom, even though Nancy didn't, Gavin Newsom endorsed Kamala, all right? And a lot of people say, well, Gavin's not going to go for it. He endorsed Kamala. He's endorsed Biden, okay? That endorsement means nothing. If it ends up being... Believe me, the brokered convention is happening right now. It's been happening all weekend. It's just we're not seeing it. It's over the phone.
And listen, they know President Trump is unbeatable. And you're right. This is just one of those times. But I'll go back so far as to say I think the end of the Democrat Party is coming as we know it because it started in the '90s with the Clintons and the Clinton News Network.
Mm-hmm.
That they knew after the Clinton win, which was a miracle because of the third party, Ross Perot.
Listen, something's up here with Biden's health, or we would have seen him. Reagan got shot, and he was waving out of the hospital window. Trump got shot. He walked into the ER. We saw him not long after, right? I don't think we've seen, again, guys, when's the last time you've seen Biden? I think it was that Lester Holt interview at the beginning of last week, which was Monday or Tuesday, and that was recorded. I don't think we've seen him since that Lester Holt interview. If we have, it was one time earlier in the week. So something is up.
As soon as they said COVID, I'm like, here we go, put it back in. So
Yeah, but it's been too long for COVID. And then they did this without even listen. If he was with it at all, they would have had a photograph of him on the telephone handing the torch over to Kamala. They don't even have that. So and believe me, I watched a lot of Fox last night. This is big news, guys. You know, there's been so much breaking news. I think people are numb to breaking news. This is beyond huge. These things. This is one of the. This is bigger. This is the equivalent of Nixon resigning the presidency, and what is yeah.
This is a lot worse because when Nixon, by the time Nixon actually resigned, most of the facts had been uncovered.
Well, and he came out and did it on TV. This guy, after the last time we saw him, he says, "I'm not going anywhere. I've got the nomination." We don't see him for a week, and then we get some cryptic tweet that he's dropped out and we haven't seen him. Something. This is big.
We were able to make it go away from this point, on. As long as we don't know where Biden is, they're winning.
He's in the White House.
You
know that?
It's taken 30 years, but this is going to.
Yesterday,
One second, let's stop, and I don't want to get away from this moment. Brian says that he's
in the White House.
What evidence have you seen of that?
Oh, there's plenty of room to hide him in the White House.
Jill's there.
But we haven't seen him in the White House. No one's seen that.
Correct. No, we haven't seen him in a week. We've not seen him in a week. But his Secret Service is there. His wife is there. So I assume he's there. I just don't know what condition he's in.
He pull that off.
It's not going to fly. Yeah, people yesterday afternoon were already asking these questions. That's why it's such a big deal. Fox News brought Laura Ingraham, Jesse Waters, and Hannity in on a Sunday night. I've never seen them do that before.
They're going to stay as part of the programming until this thing is further along.
Yeah. What's going to happen, if they don't trot him out there today, and people are already asking, they want proof of life, is what people have been saying. They want proof of life. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. If you're on hold, stand by. The Sloman's free home security system and free doorbell camera offer with professional installation offer is back. And this is for a very limited time. I've been telling you guys for a couple years, I have this doorbell camera. It will change your life. Not just the added safety and security, just the convenience of never having to get up to see who's at the door ever again. It's absolutely amazing. And you know, with this doorbell camera from Sloman's, you can see who's at your door. You get a notification on your phone no matter where you are in the world. It's amazing. So you can get a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Sloman's, they're also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. They're going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Call them. No matter where you're located, give them a call. Here's the number, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. Callers on hold, stand by. There's much more to discuss and your calls right after the break. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're listening to us, 1-888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. Back after this.
WSFS 1. Weather Center.
All right. If you're on hold, stand by.
AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is July 22nd, 2024, and right now it is 79 degrees outside, but it is going to get as high as 87 throughout the day. We are expected to get some showers throughout the day, so make sure to keep an umbrella close by and have a good, safe rest of your Monday morning.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a true oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kennel Club.
Up to speed, no delays on the Turnpike at 95, north and south through Jupiter, Palm Beach, West Palm, and Lake Worth. Palm Beach Gardens construction on the Beeline Highway from West Blue Heron Boulevard to North Lake Boulevard. This traffic update is sponsored by Lowe's. Get the deals you need during Pro Savings at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 20% off select Werner and Little Giant ladders. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 7/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. That's traffic. I'm Dory Don.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Palm Beach Kennel Club offers exciting OTB action from top horse tracks around the country, including Saratoga Racetrack, now through September 1st. Visit our incredible paddock restaurant with over 140 new HD TVs, big screens, exceptional dining, and full bar. And check out the upcoming dinner shows, including Rat Pack Now, August 23rd, the Pure Zeppelin Experience, October 11th, Let It Be, November 8th, and more. For more information, go to pbkennelclub.com.
Hey, check your phone. Someone's on your doorstep and is trying to look for a way into your home. If no one is monitoring your home, then you need to call Sloman's now. Sloman's is giving you a free $1,500 value home security system with professional installation when you use the low-cost central station monitoring. Call 1-833-283-5050 and learn more about this incredible limited-time total home security package. You're getting an LED touchscreen keypad, a motion detector, 10 entry points, a lifetime service plan, professional installation, and backup battery. Call 1-833-283-5050 and you'll also get a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. That's 1-833-283-5050. Sloman's, the difference is human. Brian Craig here. When it comes time to get my blood work done, I don't have time to spend hours in the doctor's office or waiting hours in one of those big labs. That's why I go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for all of my lab work. Their techs are highly skilled and professional, and their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less. I get the results the next day in my email box, and they also send it to my doctor. There's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around, but these are the only two advertising on our radio station.
We're coming back after this, guys.
Only go to Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is, between Palmetto Park Road and Hillsborough Boulevard on the east side of State Road 7, 441. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood by the Coral Square Mall. Call Any Lab Test Now of Boca at 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here, and you want to go to the phone, Steve?
I'm realizing this thing is so much bigger than what we...
It is. It is. It's huge.
You know what it is? It's, for example, it's the issues. Take, for example, the border. Now, in my stupid and naive way, I've just assumed that, well, you know, we're going to get a favorable election. Everything's going to fall into place once Trump is ensconced after the election. We're going to be...
What's not going to happen? What's going to happen? Well, you don't think Trump's going to do it? Do what he says? No. It'll all be taken. Listen, Steve. Trump survived an assassination attempt by 1/4 of an inch a week ago. Don't worry about it. And Trump. Well, Trump's not worried. Did you see Trump? Did you watch the Trump rally?
It's uncommon valor.
Listen, if Trump's not worried, please. Okay. Well, if Trump's not worried, you don't need to be worried. That's the rule of thumb. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the radio. Yeah, go ahead. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, hey, it's Joan from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Joe.
First, I have a statement. I don't think Biden is a very good Catholic because I'm a Catholic and what he believes in and what he's been doing.
That is true.
And I actually called the Archbishop of St. Pete and I said, why isn't he excommunicated? Because remember, they excommunicated Jackie Kennedy, married, divorced man.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2.
Well, what did the Archbishop say? Did you talk to him?
No, I didn't talk.
But let me ask you. Let me ask you this, okay? Open phones is Friday, okay? But I don't understand whether or not he's a good Catholic why that's on your mind. That's a given, with everything that's going on right now that we've been talking about.
Right now, that's a question. I just made a statement.
Okay.
Now I have a question. Now he had a full calendar, and I think Netanyahu, is supposed to come in on Wednesday.
No one's seen him in a week.
But they cleared his calendar, but was it Netanyahu that was supposed to come in on Wednesday?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Yeah, but who is that guy going to talk to?
Biden's robot at Disney World. That probably He's at the White House, but we just don't know his condition. All right, appreciate the call. She's talking about everything other than what we're talking about. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, go ahead.
This choice that President Biden did, I wonder why it seems suspicious at this time to place Kamala. Isn't her name Kamala?
Why don't you just use your real voice?
This is my real voice.
What?
That's the question.
What was the question? Say it again.
I'm picking Kamala.
Come on. Listen. What is with the weird voice? Yeah, you're trying to laugh. Yeah, let me tell you something. You're not funny. And whatever if you're laughing at what you're saying, it's about the quality of the calls. We were doing so well. All right, 1-888-465-2631. I kept him going a little bit, Steve, because that voice he was doing, that fake voice, is rough on the throat, and he'll be paying for it later. He won't be able to talk. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Ford from Tampa Bay.
Hey, Ford.
Hey, guys. So it's Kamala, whatever it is. What is this about she's not eligible to not a natural-born citizen?
She is. Your parents don't have to be U.S. citizens for you to be a natural-born citizen.
Yeah, that's
Let me ask you this: Were George Washington's parents citizens of the United States?
No.
There you go. Well, no, there was no United States then. A natural-born citizen means born in the United States. She's eligible. She's the sitting vice president. You can't be vice president unless you're eligible to be president.
So an illegal alien that comes in here and gets born can become our president?
That comes here and gets born. If they're not born, they can't come here. But yeah, okay. I give you, this is the extreme example. El Chapo sent his wife to the United States to have her babies. So El Chapo has 2 children that were born in the United States. They are natural-born U.S. citizens who, when they're 35, will be eligible to run for president. El Chapo's daughters, yes.
I understand now. I just figured it had to be more along.
You have to be born. You have to be born in the United States to be a natural-born citizen. In fact, you don't. Yes, of course.
Feeling listening to this that you agree with Brian that Biden is in the hospital?
No, I didn't say he's in the hospital. He's in the. I said he's in the. No. Hold on. I didn't say he's in the hospital. He's in the White House, Biden. I just think he's had a health. I think the COVID's a cover story. I think something's happened, like a mini stroke, and they're keeping him out. Now that if he had a mini stroke, he can recover and be in front of TV in no time.
Be on front of TV today or tomorrow?
Well, usually when you're relinquishing your candidacy as president of the as the presidential candidate, you go on TV and do it. You don't do it through a tweet. Okay, all right. Yeah. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, gentlemen. It's Michael in Boca, but I'm actually in Hawaii right now. We're 6 hours behind. I just felt I needed to talk to you guys because I've been wanting to talk to you all weekend long. Just to let you know, I've been taking Ubers and talking to everybody here in Hawaii, which is very Democratic, and they're all voting Trump, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about here. That's a good.
Do they say why?
They say that they said they're all thinking that Biden just he was even dropped out. But they said Biden's terrible. But they said everybody's hurting. They can't wait for Trump to get back.
Do they know about the no taxes on tips in Hawaii since it's a tourist economy? They do.
Guys too. Yep, these are the Uber people too. Yep, they're loving Trump. That's all I can.
But I'll tell you. So we'll get their 2 electoral college votes, or however many they. Tulsi Gabbard has endorsed Trump. She did it again yesterday. She's very vocal about it, and she's a big deal in Hawaii. So maybe that helps.
They were talking about her too, as a matter of fact. They were surprised that he didn't pick her, but I'm not surprised.
Well, she's not a Republican.
Yeah. No. They for some reason they think that she is.
She's an independent. She's a registered independent. Yeah, she's a registered. But I mean, she could just register as a Republican yesterday. But you can't trust her. She's a Trojan horse, Tulsi Gabbard. But if she's bringing Hawaii along, well, I'll take their 2 electoral college votes. Exactly. All right. Take care. I should have asked him. Have you ever been to Hawaii, Steve? Living in Florida. I don't know why anybody would go to Hawaii. I just can't, you know what I mean? It's a long way to go. Go to the islands here in the Caribbean like we do. Why would you go all the way to Hawaii from Florida? That makes no... In California, you can fly there for cheap. But I cannot... It's got to take like 2 days to get there from Florida. The guy just went from Boca. All right, listen, we're going to take our first break of the 3rd hour. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Brian Craig here. I've suffered with massive pain in my knee for years, but not anymore. It's all gone thanks to Dr. Appleton and his laser away cases. I'm in studio right now with Dr. Appleton. Dr. Appleton, how'd you do it?
My treatment nickname is laser. Treatment is simple and no side effects. I have robotic lasers that have a wonderful effect on joint pain. These are all FDA approved.
Now, you don't just help with knees. Tell the listeners what other areas you can help with.
Any joint,
Okay.
hip pain, sciatica.
Body cameras on special
I want to bring in
agents in the state of
Congresswoman
California, and I'm proud of that.
I want to bring in Congresswoman Gabbard. Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris. I want to bring in Congress.
There's no injections, no surgery, and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Well, right now for your free consultation,
954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs.
There are mountains in the Caribbean. Anything they have in Hawaii is in the Caribbean. You can go there for a lot less.
New and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
It's time to save more and savor more on unforgettable cruise vacations with Margaritaville at Sea. Upgrade your summer plans with free stateroom upgrades. Plus, buy one, get one guest fares on Bahamas and Caribbean cruises through 2025. Grab your best mate and get ready for unforgettable journeys filled with handcrafted cocktails, jaw-dropping entertainment, and deep blue ocean views. Now sailing
They have fire dancers in Florida. Right here in South Florida, we have fire dances.
adventure awaits on board Margaritaville at Sea. Claim your license to chill and this limited time free upgrade offer at margaritavillatSea.com.
Attention seniors, are you not happy with your current Medicare plan? If not, give Debbie at I Will Advisors a call. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080. There are 5-star rated plans that you can enroll in the middle of the year. That's right, you don't have to wait for open enrollment. Debbie and her family have been taking care of Steve Kane Show listeners since 1993. Debbie even handles Steve Kane's Medicare. So if you're not happy with your current Medicare plan, give Debbie a call right now and go over the options. 954-753-8080. Debbie can help you no matter where you're located in the state of Florida. 954-753-8080. And online, IWillAdvisors.com.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, here in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All right, Carlos on hold, stand by. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane is here now. I don't know, about 2 months ago, one of our listeners from Rochester, New York, flew all the way to Fort Lauderdale so they could go and see Dr. Appleton and take advantage of the laser away pain treatment. And they wrote Dr. Appleton this letter that he received last week. And Dr. Appleton sent it over here for me to share with you. Dear Dr. Appleton, I wanted to thank you for giving me my life back. My knees are now painless. I would like to let you know that after 3 weeks, how I'm doing. Every day I can walk and stand without any pain. In the evening, I don't suffer like before. After I came back home, I had a doctor's appointment. Surprisingly, my blood pressure read 118. Usually it's 135 to 146. I asked my doctor if the painless knee has something to do with it. He said yes. Not only is my pain gone, but my heart is not working as hard as before. Thank you, Eller, who's one of our listeners, flew down here from Rochester, New York. That is just amazing. Give Dr. Appleton a call and say bye-bye to your pain, just like I've done, just like Eller has done, and so many listeners of the Steve Kane Show have done. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. That's 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. All right. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. My name is Dana from North Carolina. How you doing
Hey,
this morning?
Dana. Couldn't be finer.
Great. Hey, Steve. So, I've got a question. Anybody in the deep state or in the White House resigning? So how will we even know Joe really did that?
Well, that's what I've been asking all morning. Does Joe Biden even know he's dropped out of the race? And I say no.
Is Joe?
We don't know. We haven't seen him in about a week. it was an attempt, the assassination attempt on President Trump.
What did Joe know? And
I don't think he knows anything about anything, and it's been a long time since he has. While there was a conspiracy, you don't bring an Alzheimer's patient who's surrounded by crackheads and junkies in on the operation. All right, take care. Yeah, exactly. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right, once, twice. All right, this is the liberal response. Okay, now I pulled up something that I wanted to share, and over on MSNBC, they're all excited that Kamala gets to debate Trump. Yeah, she's a great debater, they say. Great debater. Yeah, no, you think I'm kidding? I'm not. No, I'm not. So I pulled up the bit of the Democrat debate from 4 years ago of Kamala Harris debating Tulsi Gabbard. And Tulsi Gabbard cleaned her clock. Let me pull this up. There we go. This was a CNN debate. Tulsi Gabbard, Kamala.
California, and I'm proud of that work.
I want to bring in Congresswoman Gabbard. Congresswoman Gabbard, you took issue with Senator Harris confronting Vice President Biden at the last debate. You called it a, quote, false accusation that Joe Biden is a racist. What's your response?
I want to bring the conversation back to the broken criminal justice system that is disproportionately negatively impacting black and brown people all across this country today. Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record.
Okay, now this is Tulsi about to expose Kamala, the great debater, according to Rachel Maddow.
Too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris,
Okay, now that's pretty brutal. She covered up evidence in a death penalty case that would have freed an innocent man. She put people in prison for smoking weed, even though she does it, and much more. Now let's hear the great debater, Kamala Harris, and her response.
As the elected Attorney General of California, I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people.
Yeah, I call withholding evidence in a death penalty case that would free an innocent man. That's certainly reform of the system. You're supposed to do the opposite.
Became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform.
Notice she hasn't denied any of these criminal activities that Tulsi Gabbard accused her of.
We created initiatives that were about re-entering former offenders and getting them counseling. It is why, and because I know that criminal justice system is so broken, that I am an advocate for what we need to do to not only decriminalize but legalize marijuana in the United States.
I want to bring Congresswoman Gabbard back in. You're responsible.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you were in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And worse yet, in the case of those who were on death row, innocent people, you actually blocked evidence from being revealed that would have freed them until
multiple
forced to do so. There is no excuse for that. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
Wow. Sounds like Kamala got her clock cleaned by Tulsi. Oh, man. That's the great debater, Rachel Maddow. Go back. Can you imagine her with Trump, Kamala? You know, Kamala, Steve, I really hope she does get the nomination, because she's responsible for everything that's wrong in the country. She's number 2 in the administration. She's the border czar, which means all these American girls that have been raped and murdered by the illegals, she's responsible for that. How's she going to handle Trump when he brings up Lincoln Riley in the debate with her? Oh, it'd be brutal. All right, let's go. We're going to take these calls in the order in which I think they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Becky from Beach.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
There was an before you said boing. That's okay. What's on your mind?
I want to talk about the investigation into the Secret Service.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the answers are going to be. I can't answer that.
Ongoing investigation and all that, yeah.
Exactly. You know, so it's just a waste of time.
No, it's not a waste of time. You know, there are about 5 or 6 U.S. senators who have been investigating this. Senator Josh Hawley went to the scene of the shooting to investigate, and he did a report in front of the building. That building was like as low as my house. I mean, he was not on top of some high building where you couldn't see him, and the FBI ran Hawley out. Something will come out of it. You know, this story about the mysterious man in the gray suit came out from one of the senators. So don't be fooled. She says ongoing investigation. She might get through it today, but no, this is a big deal. And have you heard anyone say, any credible person say, that there was not some huge conspiracy trying to assassinate Trump? That it was just this lone punk kid with zits? No, I left the caller speechless. What I said just blew his mind so much he couldn't wrap his mind around it. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Carol from Boca Raton, Florida.
Yes, Carol.
Okay. First of all, I got up at 3 a.m. this morning. I'm listening to Rumble, and they said, well, the best possible chance of beating Trump, Green of Arizona.
Who?
Mark Green of Arizona.
Who is that? So, he's a member of the House of Representatives.
No, actually, I think he might be a senator.
He's a U.S. senator. Okay, so why would someone, okay, so do I. Why would someone that no one's heard of, really, be a challenge to President Trump?
He's extremely popular, I understand.
In Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, well, in Arizona. Oh, well, excuse me.
That they named Gretchen, who I can't stand. They named the governor of Maryland.
Who's that?
I think
you know, listen, you're listening to some bad people. You know, no name, no, they're not selling, those are not facts. You cannot challenge someone, they're just saying names. To beat Trump, first off, it's impossible to...
I woke up at 3 a.m. and I listened to this man say, well, we have lots of possible...
No, listen. To win the presidency, especially at this late date, see, usually there are people who come out of nowhere and get the nomination and go on to win, like Barack Obama, right? When Obama first started running, this is not a joke. You know, Joy Behar introduced him as Barack Osama, okay? No one knew his name. I'm not kidding. Joy Behar on The View called him Barack Osama. No, it's true. It's true. No one knew his name. But by the time we got to the convention, he was famous and well-known. He had he ran like 2 years. Some guy that we've never heard of that holds some office in Arizona or Maryland that no one's heard of doesn't have enough time to get name recognition and famous. Plus, Obama was the first black man nominated by a major party, which had a little... So whoever you're listening to at 3 a.m., they're just throwing out names. They don't know what they're talking about. They're idiots. That's why they're on Rumble. Okay? All right, take care. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our bottom of the hour break and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. The greatest rock and roll hits of the 60s and 70s coming up this morning. From the all-year cooling weather center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast. Good
Trump is not a convicted felon. The Supreme Court tossed all that out. I mean, you can put it in all caps all day, but he's not a convicted felon. He has presidential immunity.
Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot right now. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
Hi, I'm Sloan Smith. We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833 all year. That's 833 all year.
And now a message from Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com.
This is Scott from CutMyKilowatts.com. I'm back. Dog days of summer are upon us. Your AC is struggling, running constantly, trying to hold the temperature, maybe even failing late afternoon. Your electric bill has gone up, even double. Radiant Barrier is the cure. Stop the heat gain, lowering the temperatures in the attic up to 40 degrees, cutting the FPL bills up to 40%. Dog days of summer sales, 50% on Radiant Barrier and insulation removal, rat proofing. We even do AC ducts in the heat of the summer. Act now and get $500 off Radiant Barrier, over 2,000 square feet, and $1,000 off.
We're back after this.
Plus 3% federal tax credit. So call now, 954-939-1500 to save big. Call 954-939-1500 and talk to the owner, Scott. That's 954-939-1500 or CutMyKilowatts.com. Estimates given on the phone, work done in days, not weeks. Ordering a pizza.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show.
All right, we're back. 35 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. You back with us, Steve? Call us on hold. Stand by.
Just real quick, understanding, I'm just trying to see if you can back me up on this. My understanding is there is no picture of Biden resigning.
Correct.
And,
Correct.
No photograph.
Nothing. Just a tweet. Just a tweet.
Just a tweet without.
Nothing.
How is that possible? That
Well, they haven't gotten away with it yet, Steve. You think Jean-Pierre's press conference today is just going to be, oh yeah, okay, we got the tweet, that's cool, or do you think they're going to say, when's the president coming out here to step down?
Well,
exactly.
They say that we're not going to get to see him. What is that?
The press are not going to accept that. They're not going to accept that. They've already been asking. They want proof. Now, I was just listening. I can't believe, our next cruise is only 8 months away. End of March.
It gives me something to live for.
Yeah, exactly.
Trump.
It'll be our Trump victory cruise, man. And you know what I think I might do? We've done all these cruises. I think I'm going to get a tuxedo for this one. I've always wanted to have like a tuxedo with a dinner jacket. I've never had one before. I don't want to rent one. I want to get one. I might get a tuxedo for the next one. Why don't you get one? We'll both have tuxedos.
I'm not a tuxedo guy.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not either, but I think it'd be kind of cool. I think I'm going to get a tuxedo for the next one. I'm thinking about it. If I can, I don't know. Where do you even buy a tuxedo? Today.
In looking.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to get a tuxedo. If anybody knows where I can get a tuxedo at a bargain, okay, let me know. Because I think I want to get one for the next cruise. By the way, it's the end of March. We're leaving the last week in March on the newest ship from Celebrity Cruise Line, even newer than the last one we were on. And if you've not made your reservation, I'm going to give you the number. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot and make it. You're going to have a great time. I'm going to have a great time. Steve always has a great time. And I'm very excited. And you can give Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot a call. His number is 561-244-5779. If you call now, you put down your small deposit, you lock in the rate and the cabin, because the ship is filling up, I've been told, Steve. The ship is filling up. There were certain... Well, yeah, no, there are some cabin classes that are already sold out on the ship. When you call Ian, he'll tell you. Oh, and everything's included, by the way, guys, the food and all that. 561-244-5779. Yeah, I'm going to drink on this one, too. I didn't drink too much on the last cruise. It was kind of weird. 561-244-5779. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, guys. How are you? Hi, Steve. How are you?
What's up?
We're just living in insane times, but it's just so incredible watching it. Now, I've seen Josh Harley, when he's at his best, can be a real grill master.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if he can take this, I don't know what you call this, head of the CIA, of the Secret Service. She is an ultimate disaster. I can't believe he can't really take her apart in a Senate hearing,
Well, she's gonna. Her answer is gonna be, "I cannot comment on an ongoing investigation." That'll be her pat answer.
Well, I mean, how long? The American people are really getting tired of these people that can't answer questions. Don't.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Now, here's the thing with Biden. This guy, how many executive orders did this guy sign that had no idea what he's even signing? But supposing he was to come out later in the week and said, well, I never signed any letter of resignation. Or what if he said, I signed it under duress?
Once they get him in front of a TV camera, what he says is out of their control.
Right. So what would happen then with this whole...
Oh. I tell you what would happen. It'd be beautiful. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't it be beautiful? What do you mean I'm dropping out? No, I'm the nominee still. What happened? Yeah, I'd love that'd be beautiful.
I mean, are they even letting him watch television, or?
We don't know. We don't know anything. We haven't seen him in a week.
No, he's so...
I don't think they would have been able to cover that up for a week. That's true. It's been about a week.
I mean, this is unbelievable. Our president now disappears for a week. I mean, do we know where he is?
To the best of my knowledge, they haven't addressed that publicly.
But you know what? I thought I heard yesterday that Hunter was out of town. It's unlike Hunter to leave his dad's side during such important things, isn't it?
Presidential pardon.
See, I don't think do you agree, caller, that the COVID's a cover story, that he doesn't have COVID probably?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's something going on really, really heavy duty there. I'm not sure what it is. Is he just belligerent? Is he just, has the dementia totally taken over?
I think he may have had a minor stroke.
As Shakespeare says in Hamlet, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark.
Yeah, but they haven't gotten away with anything yet, Steve. This is in process.
Be of sound mind and body when you sign a letter of resignation.
He hasn't resigned the presidency. He's just dropped out of the race. He's still the president. He's not giving that up.
But there's no written, to the best of our knowledge, what we've established this morning, if nothing else, is he's never. There's no record that he's ever.
There's a tweet.
Anyone can make a tweet.
A tweet. A tweet.
Well, but don't we have to have an official?
Oh my goodness. It's and I want people to understand this, okay? Last Saturday they shot one president. This weekend they launched a coup against another one in a week. I mean, it's crazy.
So who's calling all the shots?
Who's the decision maker? Willie Brown's girlfriend? I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. We're living in amazing times. These scenarios are just amazing to watch play, and I want to see how this is going to play out. But
you will. We'll all see.
Yeah, I mean, this is just unbelievable.
It is. All right, take care. Appreciate the call. Great call. Okay, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Brian.
Yes.
Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
From Michigan.
Danielle from Michigan. How you doing?
What's up?
Oh, great show. Bizarre times.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, today's going to be a major day. There's a lot of distractions going on. They're trying to really distract us, I feel.
From what? The Trump assassination conspiracy?
I believe so, Brian. This is major what's going to be thrown down here. This is going... Listen, there's Congress, there's senators that are PO'd. They tried to kill...
Correct.
Distracting with all of this Biden...
I don't know. I don't feel distracted. I don't feel we're distracted. This is beautiful. They got the hearing today with the director of the Secret Service, which is going to be a disaster.
Exactly. Hey, listen, I'm not distracted either, and the American people are not fools, and the American people are not stupid, and we are waking up. More and more people are waking up.
You know, the thing about the assassination conspiracy, not a single major news outlet has reported anything other than a conspiracy is going on here. I've not seen anybody say there's not one. Listen, we're up against a break, but great call. Thanks so much, okay? There's only one opening on the board. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on.
All right, and it's time for the first gold and precious metals report of the week from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated. Here's William Youngerman. Good morning, William Youngerman.
Good morning, Brian.
Oh, man, we have one president stepping down. Another one got shot last week. How's it affecting the metals?
Yeah, well, the metals are actually, after last week we saw gold hit an all-time high at $2,484, and then reversing on profit-taking and closing lower. But gold still doing very well, giving us one of those days when you say gold's on, the metals are on sale, and that they are. So it gives us a buying opportunity when we see some of this profit-taking take place. Gold closed out the week last week on Friday down $43.70 at $2,400.80 the ounce. Silver was down 58 cents, closing out the week at $29.19 the ounce. Platinum lost $4 on Friday, closing out the week at $9.64, and palladium was down $22 at $8.89. So far this morning, we've got gold down $6.90 at $2,894 the ounce. Silver down 29 cents at $28.90 the ounce. Platinum down $17 at $9.47, and palladium down $9 at $880 the ounce. So everything is on sale today.
Yeah.
Opportunities, and we'll see how.
Now, of course, you know, all the gold is looking good right now, but you talk a lot about the Australian kangaroos, and, you know, that's one of those coins from one of the sovereign national mints that you can get more gold for your money than with some of the others. Can you tell people about that coin and why it's such a good buy?
Yeah, the Australian Perth Mint kangaroos are 1 ounce pure gold coins. They are absolutely beautiful, and they're individually encapsulated to protect them from getting marred up or scratched, because the gold in its purest form like this is extremely soft. And they come at a much reduced premium, actually about $50 cheaper than U.S. Gold Eagles. So,
wow,
opportunity on the gold kangaroos, and a beautiful product.
It sounds like you could come in and you get an ounce gold kangaroo. You got some money left over for silver. To me, that's amazing, because it's a very high in demand coin as well. All right, listen, William Youngman opens up at 10 a.m. You can stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. You can give him a call toll free, and remember, you can do your transactions over the phone and through the mail no matter where you're located. Give him a call, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010, and online, WilliamYoungerman.com. All right, William Youngman, we'll talk tomorrow. All right, back after this.
Social justice warriors for breakfast.
All right, there's one opening on the board where William Youngerman was at. Do you want to go back to the phone, Steve? All right, let's go. Let's see. Let me try to take these in the order in which they were received. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Mask.
Hey.
Hey, JJ. Hey, Steve. I was thinking about the Democrats. Well, first, the press conference today, I think it's going to be kind of a cross between a comedy show and a horror show. And, you know, the Democrats basically right now, this is, you know, it's a race for second place. You know, who's the new captain on the Titanic, and how much gas do they have left? And I'll answer the gas question. They have just enough to get to the scene of the crash, because this disaster. I mean, listen, I don't wish ill health on it.
Then don't. Then don't. Then don't.
You know, the Democrat.
Well, here's what I think is, I talked about this in the first hour. This is what I think is going on. I think the Democrats have conceded that they're going to lose the presidency to Trump. And their internal polls are showing that not only are they going to get creamed in Congress, that some of the old guard that have been there for 20, 30 years seats are in jeopardy. And they're trying to hold on to the Democrat establishment House and Senate seats that are in jeopardy. That's why they want Biden out. That's what I think.
You know, for me, Harris, you know, it's she's whoever they run. For me, Harris running is more about spending that money. Even if she's not picked, she gets to, you know, spend it through the 7 degrees of the first, second, third cousins, the family and friends. But when I look at, you know, listen, for all the contradiction of lies and truth that are going on here, I mean, there's not enough propaganda lipstick to cover this up. The media, the Democrats, the Biden family for the last 4 years have been trying to convince everybody that Joe Biden is Conan the Barbarian, and he's actually Smeagol with dementia.
When is the last time we've gone a week without seeing a president? I can't remember. Ever. Never.
I can't remember either.
Never.
I mean, you know, I love to see them getting their clocks clean. I mean, the Cuckoo factory is working overtime, but you know, for me, they are suffering. I mean, listen, the Democrat Party, if you hire enough arsonists, you're going to get fucked. And that's what's going on here. I mean, you got Cocaine Joe hiding the dough in his, you know, 20 shell companies and his 35 refinances and his 10% for that big guy and the porn star crack pipe, cocaine smuggling, Pfizer, and all of this stuff has just come to a boil. And I mean, listen, they have to deal with it. I mean, if Joe were, I mean, Joe is a typical example of like a janitor being called an environmental engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Being a janitor, I think that's a great job, but I mean, my dogs would do a better job of running this country. If they were both, if my two dogs were elected president and vice president of this country, they would have left Trump's policies in place, and we wouldn't have had 15 illegal aliens come across the board.
That's right.
And my dogs do like that. My old dog loves to sniff hair, and she poops wherever.
Oh, okay. So just like Biden, There you go. All right, take care. On that note, we'll end it because that's a good way to end it. That's a high point of. You're not going to have a better line than that. Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Kenny from Boynton Beach.
Yes.
How you doing?
Oh.
How about you?
Hey, I'm doing well, thank you. One thing I read this morning on that wonderful news source called Yahoo was that people close to Biden said he's mad. Oh, he's super angry.
Well, then put him on TV and let him tell us.
I know, but the article was already taken down, so maybe someone wrote it that shouldn't have wrote it.
No, I know what you're talking about, okay? This was being reported on Saturday. On Saturday, there was a lot of reporting that Biden felt betrayed, that Obama was working against him to get him to drop out of the race. That was on Saturday. And then Sunday, they pulled this garbage. But we still didn't see him. We haven't seen him in about a week.
That's crazy. I have a question, and maybe you guys could sort of shed some light on this. Elections are won by who?
Well, first off, the Democrat Party is in complete chaos. There's no Democrat Party machine to organize anything, right? So you get and then on Saturday last week, okay, President Trump, God intervened and saved President Trump's life. I mean, that was a miracle that happened. So if God stepped in for that, what else do we have to worry about? If when you go around and talk about that all the time, does that encourage or discourage people to turn out and vote?
I'm not sure.
It would discourage them because they'd say, "What's the point?" So you could do your part and stop talking about that garbage because it does no good. It discourages our turnout, and we're on top of the world. I mean, do Trump and J.D. Vance look like they're worried?
No.
Okay. Then why are you worried? If Trump's not worried, why are you worried? I mean, look, we have never had division in the Democrat Party like this. Ever. So how can
We've seen anything yet.
No.
Party, I think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets.
Wait till some of the other ones try to go for the nomination. You know, so they can't even organize who their candidate is. How can they organize anything else? The Democrat machine is out of order.
You know, one thing I really believe in is karma, and for all the stuff they've done to Trump. Amazing entertainment now.
It's really a miracle. If you look at all the BS they put Trump, I want you to think about this, okay? This is just since he left office from his first term, right? They've arrested him. They've gotten mugshots of him. They've gotten lawsuit civil settlements of like $1 trillion against him. They convicted him in that corrupt courtroom of 34 felonies. They broke into his house. They tossed his office. They broke into his safe. They went through his wife's closet and underwear drawer. They tossed Barron's room. And then last weekend, they shot him. And you're worried and Steve's worried? I saw Trump in Michigan. He doesn't have a worry in the world.
Those so-called felonies were originally misdemeanors. Somehow, during the middle of the
Supreme Court tossed all those out. He's not a convicted felon anymore. It's over.
Keep saying that, that
let them say it. They say
charged.
They say a baby in the womb is not a life. So who cares what the Democrats say? They say there's 87 genders, okay? Who cares what the Democrats say? Donald Trump has been to hell and back a couple of times in the last 3.5 years, and he's on top of the world, ahead in every poll, including polls against Kamala in all the swing states.
Yeah, that's what's getting in the swings.
So, so you guys should not be worried.
Yeah, I just hate to be disappointed.
Hate to be disappointed. Oh my goodness. Hey, so you're putting yourself in this depressed mindset. So there's no scenario for you to be disappointed. You can either be told you were right, or oh look, excitement. You've set your you need to see a therapist. We got to start. No, that's not a therapist. We got to start running spots for Dr. Lemaski again, Steve. We got a lot of people in desperate need in this audience. Hey, listen, thanks for the call, okay? Oh, my goodness. If you're on hold, stand by. I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. Oh, man. Jupiter Joe Thomas, amazing guy. He's been in the retirement planning industry for over 30 years. He's been here in South Florida for over 20 years, and he's a 5-time qualifying member of the $1 Million Roundtable, which is achieved by less than 1% of all financial advisors in the world. He's a top man in the industry. Less than 1% in the world. That's amazing. And Joe, I know, it's absolutely amazing. And Joe is offering you 2 things for free. 1, free copies of his book, The Retirement Know-It-All. But he's also offering free phone consultations. And you can take advantage of the free phone consultation no matter where you are located. So give him a call, get your free book, and set up that free phone consultation, even if you're already retired or you don't plan on retiring for 30 years. Give him a call. 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website, JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian. Good morning, man. This is Dennis from Blacksburg, South Carolina. How you doing?
All right, Dennis. What's up?
Good morning, Steve. Guys, I want to touch a couple things. You last caller you had, I agree. There's something I don't know what it is that there's a bet.
That's right.
With Trump. I was just noticing something, though, and I'm sorry I didn't get in earlier. I wish I would have had. This is the one morning I missed. But
Shame on you.
The stand-down letter that Joseph Biden wrote, that didn't have the president's seal on it.
I didn't notice that. I'll take a look.
The nose.
I've been talking about that all day. I don't think Joe Biden knows he's dropped out of the race.
It's really frightening.
Now, they might get him juiced up today or tomorrow and prop him up on TV,
And, I think Jill's the one, of course we always know, she's the one trying to run this thing, but go back and look at that if you get it.
Well, no. Something big happened, okay? Something big happened, okay? Saturday, I was talking with that caller earlier, this story, Biden's angry, he's betrayed, he feels betrayed by Obama. Then yesterday morning, spokespeople for his campaign were on the Sunday morning show saying he's in it, he's not stepping aside. And then around 1:30 in the afternoon, all of a sudden we get a tweet, a mysterious tweet. I believe you... Yeah. Oh, I can't wait for Jean-Pierre's press conference today. It's around noontime. It's going to be beautiful. I'm going to cancel your plans and watch it live. It'll be... But oh, man, it's going to be exciting. But the thing about it is, we haven't seen, you put all that together with, we haven't seen him in about a week. Something's up here. Something's up. Oh, yeah. But it's good news for us and Trump.
Amen. Yeah, God proved exactly who he wants to be our president this year.
That's right, Donald Trump. That's right. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Brian?
Yes. 10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. I may have something you may want to look at. I don't want...
You're on the air. Oh, you'll email it. Oh, it must be good. He's going to send it to me off the air. Mysterious man with a mysterious message that he's sending me off the air. All right, we're out of time. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you then.
WSFS 104.3.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. If you're already sub, like the video, okay? Thanks, everyone.